moments ago. The arrival of the Texas Longhorns.
Texas A&M
A little touch of showbiz, folks. The Aggies won the flip, and Jackaroon, I understand they deferred and they want the wind at their back. They took the wind, right?
Absolutely, Brent. The wind is gusting as high as 35 miles an hour. It's steady at about 15, but when it gusts, it blows this way. That's why A&M has decided to defend this end zone. They want the wind working to their advantage in this quarter and in the final quarter.
Very visual, Jack.
Hey, Jack, put those Chads back, would you? Those are votes.
Devo standing down there watching the end zone that his Longhorns will defend. Ivan Williams and Victor Ike are back deep with Terrence Kitchens, and their punt man comes downfield. Cody Skates, their punter. A bouncing kickoff that is fielded by the smaller Ike. Breaks free to the 33-yard line, and that's where Chris Sims will put it in play. The sophomore from Franklin Lakes, New Jersey. And beyond the numbers, a lot of talk. He told us yesterday he loves Austin. Not transferring.
Hey,
I don't think he's redshirt.
Are you sure?
I think they want him to be the quarterback next year. The coaches weren't hearing anything of that. The story actually was started by Chris himself when he was talking to reporters midway through the season. And I'd be very surprised if he winds up redshirting next year. First down and 10 now for Sims and the Horns, with Hodges Mitchell, his ace back, right behind him. The first call. Cuts back, and you can see the wrecking crew. 4 white jerseys jump on him as we continue looking at the Chili's starting lineup. Mitchell, number 3, and B.J. Johnson and Roy Williams, 2 outstanding freshman wide receivers to watch for the Longhorns here this afternoon. And big Leonard Davis, 6'6", 365 pounds of left tackle, a possible first-round draft choice in the next NFL draft. Second down and 7 for Sims and the Horns. That short drop, and he flares it out to one of his experienced receivers, B.J. Johnson, the freshman, who catches it. And you can see the wrecking crew when they're in a 3-man front. Flemings will be taking on Leonard Davis much of the game. And the linebackers, Rodriguez replacing the injured Jason Glenn. That obviously a blow to the Aggie defense. Jason, a tremendous leader as well as a player. Jameson's the key to this defense. You saw number 1 flash into your picture on that first down carry. He's a very aggressive free safety. He'll blitz. He comes up, makes a lot of tackles. Here's from the shotgun, the 3rd down now. No first down. The Horns are forced to punt as Brian Gamble, number 17, makes the play for the Aggies.
Very conservative play calling early for Chris Sims in this game.
And Stockton trots onto the field. Chris Stockton handles the kicking as well as the punting, with Mickey Jones, number 83, back deep now for the Aggies.
83, Mickey Jones, deep for the Aggies.
Drives Jones back, a beautiful punt. It'll be down inside the 10-yard line. Chris Stockton with a 53-yarder. And Mark Ferris comes out. He's 25 years old, 3 years younger than Winky, but he's only a sophomore. High school teammate of cornerback Quentin Jammer of the Longhorns. And Jammer said, I expect Ferris to pick on me a few times here today. We'll see about that.
Of course, Jammer said he was a freshman when Ferris was a senior in high school. Now it's flip-flop. Little baseball got in the way there.
Well, the Horns get set defensively. The crowd trying to make it tough on Ferris. Short drop, picked off. Touchdown! Touchdown! Greg Brown, the safety from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Picks off the first pass of the game, thrown by Mark Ferris, and dashes in for the game's first score.
Texas was very aggressive. No safety. Where's the free safety? Nobody back there. It's man-to-man on everyone. Ferris doesn't see it. He gambles with the throw, and you can see Brown right there. That's as easy as you can get. Carl Reese, defensive coordinator, says we're going to jump this inside pick play that has been so good to Texas A&M.
Montrell Flowers threw a nice block at the end of it, and now Chris Stockton, and let's not overlook his 53-yard punt as he adds the extra point. That punt set it up, and from there the Horns attack to take a quick lead.
Your turn. It's okay.
I want my baby back, baby back. Chili's baby back ribs. Chili's baby back ribs.
Barbecue sauce.
Did you ever see that movie, You've Got Mail? Where this guy and girl fall in love emailing each other a bunch of times? Anyway, they finally meet face to face, and there's this big romantic kiss. You know the movie I'm talking about? Did you ever see that one? Well, this guy didn't. Ford F-Series Super Duty. Built Ford tough.
Welcome to Transmegalith, 268th floor, Information Services Division.
Yes?
We're from Luftgart. We provide enterprise IT consulting.
T?
ERP, CRM, and ASP management.
K?
24/7 apps hosting.
I already have one company for every application my division needs.
How's that possible?
I have Quest.
Communications change everything. Ride the light, Quest.
The Thanksgiving weekend sale means lowest tire prices of the year on selected Michelin, Goodyear, Pirelli, and more. So don't forget to give your wheels something nice at the most important time of the year. Sears, give the good life at a great price, guaranteed.
Think they're close? Look at that shave. That's Total Closeness from the new Remington TCT with Total Closeness technology. It's our best shave ever, even on the toughest spots. Remington TCT. Total Closeness or your money back.
Can I have my face back now?
Saturday at 8/7 Central, Arnold Schwarzenegger takes on Sinbad for the hottest toy this holiday season in Jingle All the Way. ABC Saturday, 8/7 Central.
Senior Greg Brown, his 4th interception of the season, turns it into the first touchdown of this game. Richard Whitaker and Dwayne Goins. Goins is number 4 of the Aggies. He's the speedster. There's Whitaker, one of the tailbacks. Stockton with the ball on the tee. The Horns leading it by 7. Short kickoff. Facing that breeze. Goins has got it. Alley. Penalty flag.
Goins on the return. 29 Michael Ungar on the tackle. Flag on the play.
John Laurie, Big 12 referee, and a good one. So our Chili's starting lineup for the Aggies looks like this. Big Jamar Toombs, and he'll be up against the middle linebacker D.D. Lewis, who popped off this week. Rod Toombs, he created the week's controversy, if you will. Seth McKinney, good center. He'll have to help double on Casey Hampton. Seth McKinney was a high school teammate of Drew Brees. Westlake right here. First down and 10. A much more conservative play with Toombs. And no daylight that time. That was Sean Rogers, one of their 2 very talented defensive tackles, number 73, in on that stop. Alongside Casey Hampton, maybe the best defensive tackle combo in the nation, certainly in these parts. And there's D.D. Lewis. number 10, the middle linebacker, and they will blitz the run, these three. Jammer's job is easier today because Robert Ferguson, when he was going to be defending, is not able to play. At least we're told he's not because of that ankle injury, and so it'll be a little bit easier. And we have another injury here. That's Roderick Broughton, the tight end, being helped off to the sideline for the Aggies.
Tough start for the Aggies. I mean, 2 plays, touchdown, interception, and lose your tight end.
So those 2 huge defensive tackles, and they are fellas to watch. Number 64 right next to 73. They're dandies. Ferris incomplete. Intended for Bethel Johnson.
Well, let's take a look at the Dell Game solutions for the Aggies here. When they're on offense, they must control the line of scrimmage. Toombs must have a big game, and when you throw the ball, you got to be accurate to your own guys. Texas defense will gang up the line of scrimmage on Toombs, and they must, well, forget this guy isn't there. That makes it a lot easier, as you said, because that was a major part of the game plan, is making sure the big play receiver Ferguson didn't hurt him.
It's a 3rd and 12. Ferris, middle, short of the first down. Put it into Greg Porter's hands, and they are short of the first down. Brooks makes the play. R.C. Slocum on the far side, the longtime head coach of the Texas A&M Aggies.
He talking to the A&M people, they were so proud of the way Mark Ferris came back after that interception in Oklahoma when he threw it to Marshall. Now he must come back again after throwing that early one and just calm down and finish the game out here now.
Already trailing by 7. 4th and short, and Slocum takes the much safer approach. No need to gamble now, and Skates trots onto the field, and Hodges Mitchell, their great all-purpose back. He, of course, is coming off a career game, 375 all-purpose yards against Kansas. Now, Skates, you want to watch this fella after he punts it. He becomes just an extra defensive player out there. He's got about a dozen tackles on the season. He'll hang this one high, and Hodges Mitchell said, let's go. And he is well defended and down at the 29-yard line. Only a 1-yard return for Hodges Mitchell off the 44-yarder by Skates. I'm out.
Yeah, it's called The Legend of Zelda, and there's this renegade moon that comes crashing into the earth. But that was Grandma.
And you've got a video game to play, mister.
We're all counting on you, son.
Sorry, I've got to go save the world.
Drink Dr. Pepper and enter our sweepstakes for a chance to win the ultimate video game room. Instant win prizes include a Nintendo 64 game system, the new Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask game, and free Dr. Pepper.
The moon's not getting any further away, genius.
Play like there's no tomorrow.
Good morning, everybody. This is your captain speaking. We'll soon be cruising at 3,000 feet, non-stop to Tampa. So just sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight. It's not 3,000 feet we'll be cruising at, but 30,000. Sorry for the mix-up. Captain again. Did I mention that we're not going to Chicago? Well, we are going to Chicago. Captain again.
Remember the A-Team? Now there was an odd bunch of individuals. They always had some cockamamie scheme to get out of a jam. It never sounded like it would work, but of course it always did. Week after week, same time, same channel. Those were my boys. The Ford F-150 Super Cruise. Built Ford top.
Folks, there's a huge game tomorrow involving Notre Dame here on ABC. That could be $13.5 million on the table for Bob Davie and the Irish, because a win could put them right on target for the Tostitos Fiesta Bowl. Across the way,
we found him.
We see the father of the Texas quarterback, Phil Simms, who was broadcasting the game on Thanksgiving up in Detroit yesterday, the Lions, your team, your hometown up there, Gary, looking real good under Gary Moore, and he's watching his son here. Chris Sims handed off to Hodges Mitchell, and Mitchell is attacked at the line of scrimmage. The wrecking crew not giving Hodges much daylight. That was Cornelius Anthony.
Look at Chris Sims. Started this game a year ago. When you talk to him, you understand he has the football smarts. He's committed to being a great player, and he believes he will be a great player, and his potential completely untapped. When he gets the feel of this college game, you're going to see a big timer here in college football.
He's sucking down with a left-hander. Play fake, and it's a beauty. Couldn't find a man now. To the sideline and throws it out of bounds. Nobody was open, so it'll be 3rd down, and there was pressure from Ty Warren at the end.
Well, it's going to be keep it simple, Sims pull for Chris Sims in this football game. You want to keep the offense running up and down. Assignment sound. Brent mentioned Jamison. The Texas offense must find him. Texas A&M offense have to keep the players in front of them. Texas likes to go deep for the big one, and they must get in this kid's head. Get the crowd calling for Major Applewhite. That'd be the best way for the wrecking crew to get in Chris Sims' head.
Mike Brown down on that sideline, gazing out at his horns here with a 3rd down. And he goes deep and incomplete as he overthrew his wide receiver, B.J. Johnson, the freshman from Grand Prairie.
Jay Brooks got beat that time, and B.J., these two outstanding young freshmen, true freshman receivers. Now, they played a whole year here, and Mac Brown had to suffer early with a little inexperience, but they look tremendous, tremendous potential from these two young receivers.
Jones is back deep, and remember, it was Stockton's punt that put the Aggies in a hole. This one is a bad punt. This one's going to bounce out of bounds at the 45-yard line. So a break for the Aggies here at ABC Sports presentation of college football, brought to you by Ford Ranger, the only compact pickup built for tough. Burger King got the urge. Dr. Pepper and your local Dr. Pepper bottler. Dr. Pepper makes the world taste better. And Courtyard by Marriott, the hotel designed by business travelers. Let's check in with Jack.
Well, Brent, you were talking about the matchup between D.D. Lewis and Jamal. Well, let's take a look at what D.D. Lewis had to say about Toombs. Jamar Toombs, all you've got to do is hit him in the mouth, and he'll fold. More from Toombs in a minute.
They fake the end around, and Ferris keeps it to midfield. Well, when Jack had a chance to ask Toombs about D.D.'s comment, here's what the big running back had to say.
Coach walked up to me and says, so he's going to hit you in the mouth. I'm like, well, I guess, you know, and for us, you know, everybody keeps looking at me like, are you going to let that guy talk about you like that? And I'm like, no, don't worry about that. I'll take care of that on the field.
Well, he's watching, so no one can hit him unless it's one of his teammates right now, because this is Whitaker who's in as the running back, and they swarm all over him. D.D. Lewis in on that stop, and he probably said, where is Toombs? Anyway,
Yeah.
I'm looking for that fella.
D.D. issued the challenge, and he's stepping up. Remember, we had from Ohio State earlier this year, Joe Cooper issue a challenge against Drew Brees, and he kind of stepped up and played that day. Let's see if D.D. Lewis can have one of those games, too, because he's thrown down the challenge to Texas A&M's team.
3 wide out package for Ferris and the Aggies. If you just joined us, they trail it on Ferris's interception on his first play, which was returned for a touchdown. There's that bump coverage pressure they throw underneath, and that's short of a first down. That is about a yard and a half shy from a first down, as Greg Brown, who intercepted that pass for the touchdown, makes the play.
Greg Brown, who got his starting job when Quentin Jammer hurt his shoulder a year ago in the opening game, has responded into being a tremendous asset for this Longhorn defense, and this one's very close.
And Toombs is back in for this one. Let there be no doubt. This could be D.D. versus Toombs, who lines up at fullback. And instead, Ferris, he takes it on quickly and diving over for the first down. Nice play by the Aggies that time.
Yeah, they quick snapped them that time. Everybody, including us, had our eyes on Toombs, and Ferris just quick snapped it and fell across the line.
A capacity crowd, 80,000 on hand, with the Longhorns jumping early on the Brown interception. First play from scrimmage. Picked it off right at the 10, danced in, and the Horns lead it 7-0. Now a 3-pack off to Ferris's left. Here's Toombs, tripped up, gained perhaps a yard. D.D. Lewis.
Yazoo, right? Snuck through that line. That offensive line must control that line of scrimmage, especially without Robert Ferguson. Mark Ferris needs some help. He needs to get a push up front so he can use a little play action later in this game.
Mark C. wants a few words.
Toombs is saying, talk to those offensive linemen, guy. I had the ball pretty good there, you know.
2nd and 10. Goins fake the end around. They dropped that middle screen off to Whitaker and did not fool Texas. Gary, in watching the Horns defensively here right now, they appear to me to be very quick. Carl Reese's defense looks like they attack that ball very quickly.
Well, with the healthy Sean Rogers, that allows Carl Reese, you see the big guy right there, who can get some penetration. Those two defensive tackles penetrating allows those quick linebackers to kind of play up and down that line. When you have those defensive tackles pushing, makes it easy for the linebackers.
Here's your 3rd and 8 now. Blocking assignments are called out. The flare is read beautifully. What a well-defended play as Greg Brown eats up Whitaker, and Greg Brown is having himself quite a first quarter.
It really is. Texas's defensive backs are challenging this A&M offense. Without Robert Ferguson, I think they feel confident that they can get up in the face of these receivers, play man-to-man, and challenge every throw from Ferris in this football game. So far, they're right.
Skates to Hodges Mitchell again. He was well covered last time. That's a beautiful punt.
Wow.
Fair catch signaled for at the 8-yard line. So inside the 10-yard line, he goes ahead and makes a fair catch signal anyway. Usually, you're not supposed to do that. Timeout.
Big on taste, but low on cash? Try the new 99-cent BK Cravers menu from Burger King. 8 mouth-watering choices at an unbelievable price, like the tasty chicken tender sandwich, delicious flame-broiled bullseye barbecue deluxe burger, or zesty jalapeno poppers. Just 99 cents every day at Burger King, where you can get great-tasting food every day. Got the urge?
Hey guys, give me a hand carrying this stuff up to the 3rd floor?
Love to, but we're late for this thing.
Yeah, sorry. That's cool. You know, those stairs are kind of tricky.
Yeah. Oh, I got this. That's it. Mind if we help ourselves to some of your underwear?
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down.
I don't need you guys to help me unpack.
Make it a Bud Light. Everybody's got a tip. Everybody's got a sure thing. Everybody's got a cousin who works with some guy who swears that this baby is it. What everybody doesn't have is the kind of financial confidence that makes it easy to ignore what everyone else is saying. Morgan Stanley Dean Witter. Move your money. Get well connected.
Couples. Singh. Garcia. Montgomery. A friendly game of golf with $1 million up for grabs. The Skins Game, Saturday on ABC.
6 minutes remaining here in the first quarter. The Longhorns with a 7-point lead over their arch rivals, College Station. Chris Sims trots out. Dangerous field position. The Aggies had come on the fumble on the snap. And Hodges Mitchell jumped on the football.
This Wrecking Crew defense, so well known in college football. When you watch them on film, what stands out is they all run to the ball. This is a committed defense. They're comfortable with their system. They've grown in it. They're versatile. Linebackers can rush, rush-ins can drop, and they are tough mentally. They understand the tradition of this defense, and they're not willing to let it down.
Second down. Bradley creeping up, blitzing the run. And they jumped the running back, Hodges Mitchell. That was Bradley. You could see him creeping up on the right side of the line of scrimmage that time. And that's going to put Sims in 3rd and long again. So the Aggies are keeping Chris Sims in 3rd and long. And the young man's going to need to make a play here.
Right, but as good a defense that Texas is playing right now, I would suspect it'll be a conservative call. Mac Brown and Greg Davis don't want to let Chris Sims make a mistake early in this game.
He's been 3rd and 6, 3rd and 8, now 3rd and 9. Yes, he was very conservative. Gave it to Hodges Mitchell, and he is out of bounds, way short of the first down marker with Sammy Davis, number 22. That defensive back was nicked late against Oklahoma, and along with Glenn out, that hurt them too. And we'll see how he holds up here today.
Tough chore for the Aggies today. I think their 2 best football players, Jason Glenn and Robert Ferguson, not playing in this football game.
Ricky Jones is back, and the Aggies can wind up here, Gary, with excellent field position. Now Stockton boomed his first punt. Under pressure, gets it off. Jones says get away from it, and it is out of bounds. So they'll be playing with half a football field. We check in with Jack LaRue. Jack.
Brett, before kickoff, the Darrell K. Royal Memorial Stadium completed its renovation with the dedication of this flagpole in memory of the first lieutenant ever from Texas to be killed in World War I. A 21-gun salute, a flyover. And we got to remember that this stadium is dedicated to veterans, not only of World War I when this field was built, but all the conflicts since then. And it rests in the southeast end zone now, and this completes the tribute to veterans here at Darrell K. Royal Memorial Stadium.
Thank you, Jack. Toombs and Whitaker are in, and they will offset Toombs. Ball is at the Horns, 49-yard line. Now Whitaker, and no running room because of those tackles. That was Sean Rogers. Gary, I'm not sure that we've seen a pair of tackles any better than these two right here.
Well, I'm sure we haven't seen a pair of tackles better than these guys. They were all you could handle a year ago. This year, Sean Rogers got hurt early in the year against Houston, missed a couple games, and Texas really was missing Rogers against Oklahoma, the game they really needed that inside pass rush against Josh Heupel. 5 wideouts.
You can see how far they've got to go here on 2nd down and long. Firing to the middle, complete, just short of that yellow first down marker. They put it in Chris Taylor's hands, the senior. And that 1st and 10 marker is being brought to you by Quest.
Well, Chris Taylor, even though Robert Ferguson is making a lot of the big plays for A&M, Chris Taylor in the last 6 games has caught 20 balls. So you can see this A&M offense is much more open than people who are used to watching this A&M Texas game maybe the last 6-7 years. This is an open offense this year.
Well, it's 3rd and 2, and it might be Toombs versus Dede time here.
3-man line for Texas.
Here comes Toombs behind the right side of that line, and he appeared to come out. Yes, he has the first down. You could see on that yellow first down marker for you with Cole Pittman making the stop. Let's remind you here that on Monday night, the Green Bay Packers will face the Carolina Panthers. That's live at 9 Eastern. And on Sunday night on ESPN, the Giants face the Arizona Cardinals at 8:30 Eastern time. So that's your lineup. 2 NFL games coming your way. 1st and 10. Mark Ferris drops back in the shotgun. And Toombs is jammed up after Ferris made a play fake. Several of the Horns just jumped all over to that side, and Ferris couldn't get much on the other side.
D.D. Lewis, again, just loves those two big tackles in front of him, and who wouldn't? Because when you look at these guys, they're everything you want. When you got Rogers and Hampton, these two guys can do it all. Look at it. Take a little scouting report on them. They're powerful. They're relentless. They're game type players, and the NFL says prototype. The exact guy we want stuffing up that offensive line.
2nd and 11 for the Aggie quarterback. Middle, and Taylor makes the most of it, and you have got to applaud Ferris that time. He was under enormous pressure when he snapped that ball off.
And he snapped it off quickly, and he put it in an accurate throw. Ferris said, my goal in this football game is to be accurate with the football. Now, he was accurate on the first one, but it was to the wrong guy. A defensive back cut it off, but you can see the pressure he got from the outside Redding that time, and he just put it right there where just his guy could catch it.
And Toombs picked up Rogers with a pretty good block for the running back. That's an area that he's had to work on. This is 3rd and 5. And here comes Toombs to daylight. 1st down Aggies as he crosses the 25-yard line. Lewis again.
Well, D.D. Lewis got the tackle that time, but it was a little more, instead of hitting him in the mouth, he hit him in the shoestrings, and that ain't going to do it with this guy. Offensive line for A&M that time. McKinney, Whitley did a good job up front, opening finally a hole in those two big defensive tackles.
Jones and Taylor go off to the left. Toombs again to the middle, and D.D. jumps on his back, but not before Toombs has picked up 3 more yards.
You watch, establishing the line of scrimmage is a must. Got the big guy Hampton in there, demands 2 people blocking him, McKinney and Whitley, and Toombs falling forward has to feel good for everybody in the A&M sideline. Steve Craigthorpe has to love the fact that Toombs is falling forward when he runs the ball.
Stacey Jones in at fullback. I think the coaching staff feels that Toombs is starting to get loose now as the final seconds tick away here on the opening quarter. Mark Ferris and the Aggies will go over and talk about what they want to do. It was the first offensive play of the game that put the Aggies in a hole, and they've been trying to dig their way out ever since. Brown with the pick, dashed into the end zone. Now watch Quentin Jammer, the outstanding cornerback, coming up with the big hit. And just a little trash talking too. Timeout.
Did you ever see that movie, You've Got Mail? Where this guy and girl fall in love emailing each other a bunch of times? Anyway, they finally meet face to face, and there's this big romantic kiss. You know the movie I'm talking about? Did you ever see that one? Well, this guy didn't. Ford F-Series Super Duty. Built Ford tough.
National Car Rental presents Drive for the National Championship. In 1974, Oklahoma faced off against arch-rival Texas in the Red River Battle. Behind a Steve Davis 22-yard run and a late field goal, the Sooners beat the Longhorns 16-13. Oklahoma went on to an undefeated season and the national championship. This year's national champion will be crowned in the title game of the Bowl Championship Series.
Hey there, time for a holiday. So switch off your computers and take a national holiday with National Car Rental. Spend some time with National Heroes. Or visit a national treasure. Or join the National Football League. But wherever you go, let National Car Rental get you there fast. With special low rates on compacts for only $149 per week in Florida and $159 per week nationwide. National Car Rental, what are you waiting for? Let's go!
It changed the rules. And with each innovation...
This is a national sales alert from Dodge. Effective immediately, you can get low 0.9 financing for 60 months on 2000 Dodge Dakota and Dodge Durango. You can now save over $4,000 on Dakota and save more than $5,600 on Durango. You can still get 0.9 shorter-term financing on 2001 Dodge Ram or up to $2,000 cash allowance.
Magnum Power. See the friendly Dodge dealer near you.
Fire safety reports at your kid's school, Monday at 5 on Channel 2 Action News.
Well, Gary, we got a 2nd and 7. What do you think the Aggies might do down here?
I think they will go to the big guy again in this situation and establish that line of scrimmage.
They got him back there in a single back set. Jamar Toombs. Still bringing that end around off the flanker, that fake. Now they're going to flash it over to Goins.
That could be close to being a lateral. Nope, it was a forward pass.
And Jammer read it perfectly, coming up on Goins. Number 6, one of the better defensive backs in the Big 12 this year.
Well, that's one of those, even when I was wrong, I was right. Because they didn't gain anything. They should have run the big guy up the middle, right?
Exactly.
Now you're in that 3rd and long, and this is when the Texas defensive backs are saying, thank you very much. We know you like to run those slants. Let's see if A&M and Craigthorpe kind of changes it up and go slant and go. Try to get the ball a little deeper downfield.
Johnson, Taylor, and Porter are the 3 wideouts for the Aggies. That split back passing look, and here comes Ferris. Incomplete.
That could be an
penalty flag is thrown from the side. Porter being doubled at about the 15-yard line, and the penalty flag thrown.
Yeah, Greg Brown and Lewis were right there kind of jostling Porter.
Defense. Spot foul. First down.
You'd almost think the sun's shining here.
Sunglasses are going quick around here, aren't they?
We got coaches endorsing sunglasses.
Exactly.
I don't know.
Well, it works for Bobby, doesn't it?
Yeah. First down and 10.
Chamber of Commerce Sunshine Day.
The running back. Goins coming around again, and not much doing. There's a whole lot of burnt orange. Jumps on number 5 that time. Tyrone Jones, the linebacker there.
Well, 2 years ago when A&M came up here, they only ran 49 plays in the game, 7 yards and 6 sacks. And you look at the play selection so far, look at Texas. Only 9 plays in the first quarter.
Second down and 10. The option look, and Weber, who had checked in, going nowhere because of Kalen Thornton's play.
Kalen Thornton's play and the lack of a play by Mark Ferris that time. When you're coming down on the option, you must eliminate that end man on the line of scrimmage, number 43 this time. Watch this. It's going to be option right at number 43. You got to force him to tackle you. When you pitch it late like that, he's going to come right down the line of scrimmage and blow up the play. If you're going to run the option as a quarterback, you must eliminate that defensive end.
Maurice Gordon checks into the defensive package. Here's 3rd and 10 for the Aggies. Ferris for the inside handoff to Whitaker. Sprints free. Touchdown A&M. Richard Whitaker, the redshirt freshman, 15 yards on a well-designed play that time.
Oh, beautiful play. 3rd and long from the 15-yard line, and you get a draw for a touchdown. Please sprint out. You're going to hand it right here and go against the grain. This looked a little bit like a play that maybe A&M took from Oklahoma that was so successful, spreading out the field against Texas and running those little draws to Quinton. Remember that day? 60 points?
Yes.
Texas doesn't forget it.
Here's Kitchens. All tied. It's 7-7.
It's 7-7, and now the pressure will start to mount on Chris Sims. He has to produce some first downs.
It was Richard Whitaker just darting to daylight, and we're deadlocked in Austin.
Introducing the all-new Silverado Heavy Duty. The most powerful heavy-duty pickup you can get. Silverado Heavy Duty. More truck from Chevy.
Big on taste, but low on cash? Try the new 99-cent BK Cravers menu from Burger King. 8 mouth-watering choices at an unbelievable price. Like the delicious flame-broiled Bullseye Barbecue Deluxe Burger, tasty chicken tender sandwich, or cheesy mozzarella sticks. Just 99 cents every day at Burger King, where you can get great-tasting food every day. Got the urge?
Yeah, it's called The Legend of Zelda, and there's this renegade moon that comes crashing into the earth. That was Grandma.
And you've got a video game to play, mister.
We're all counting on you, son.
Sorry, I've got to go save the world.
Drink Dr. Pepper and enter our sweepstakes for a chance to win the ultimate video game room. Instant win prizes include a Nintendo 64 game system, the new Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask game, and free Dr. Pepper.
The moon's not getting any further away, genius.
Play like there's no tomorrow.
I was home, homeward bound. Home, when my thoughts escaping, home, when my music plays.
New MSN Explorer. Everything you need to feel at home on the web, all in one place.
6 tons of ice, 3 long, cold days, and only one way out. David Blaine, ABC Wednesday at 10, 9 Central.
Reveille loves it. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're at Texas A&M and Reveille wants to sleep on your bed, you must sleep on the floor. Reveille gets the bed. That's the deal. There's no other thing, no other way about it.
Like that's any different than any of our dogs, is it?
That's the truth.
Dogs always get first.
Oh, loving that last touchdown sprint by Whitaker. And the Horns, with this wind, they have moved their deep man all the way out, Gary, to the 15-yard line.
15-yard line.
Williams.
And the ball is blown off the tee. It's going to have to be held down.
Cody Skates, the punter, handling the kickoff chores. One-time soccer player on the ground. Fielded very short on the run, and Texas will have excellent field position. And now we asked head coach Mac Brown, how do you change the offense with Sims as your quarterback? Here's what he had to say.
He's a guy that can play with his feet. He can make plays with his feet. He's really athletic to be 6'5", so you can sprint him more. You can move the pocket more against a team like A&M.
Well, he needs it now with a couple of freshman wideouts, Hodges, Mitchell, and the blocking assignments being called out.
Just don't know how you can be in college football modern day against this defense, be real conservative.
Mitchell goes out on the flank. Sims looking for him as a receiver. On the move, throws it out of bounds, and it'll be 2nd and 10. Well, here is our Aflac trivia question. Before this season, who was the last player to return a punt for a touchdown against Texas A&M? Let's steal this from the millionaire and give you a little multiple choice. Darrell Royal.
All right.
One of the great running backs from Oklahoma before he became a legend as a coach. Barry Sanders, the great one from Oklahoma State. Or Johnny Lamb Jones, the speedster from Texas. Which one do you think it is? We'll
Can't go wrong with any of those three.
2nd down and 10. Here's Hodges Mitchell to the middle, and the wrecking crew will put Sims in 3rd and long again here.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's not a good thing for this young quarterback. You look at the last 3 possessions, all 3 and outs, and this happened early in the year against Stanford when they went to Palo Alto. They were down 20-9 in that game, came back only to lose it at the end, and it looks like another slow start for this Texas offense.
Shotgun look on 3rd and 8 with 4 wideouts for the Horns. They need to get to the Aggie 47 for a 1st down. Sims takes a look. He's got it with a beautiful throw for a 1st down. And he hit the freshman B.J. Johnson. And that should settle Sims down. A 32-yard gain on 3rd and 8.
It might settle Chris down, but old Phil up in the stands is going crazy. Look at the time, the protection, only a 3-man rush from A&M. And when you let this big guy throw the ball, I mean, he didn't become the USA Today quarterback of the year because he couldn't throw. You must get in his feet or in his face because he can throw the ball big time when he has time to do it.
And B.J. Johnson was pulling away from Jay Brooks, wasn't he? First down, and again they sent Hodges Mitchell out wide to the left, and they're going to put it up on 1st down. Good protection, end zone, got it! Penalty flag, but it'll be a touchdown. B.J. Johnson.
Maybe not.
Snares it. You think he pushed off?
Maybe not. I think he pushed off. B.J. did.
He was dueling down in the end zone with Terrence Keel, the safety, and Keel made a motion back at him like it's against the horns.
I thought it was. I thought it was Sean West in the corner that time. The ball was inside. He got outside. Now watch, a young player sometimes panics, and this time B.J. shoves right in front of the referee. Yeah, that was pretty obvious. You can see Weston kind of fall off balance. And if you do it, you got to do it like Randy Moss. You got to do it with your shoulder or your elbow. You can't do it with your hands. That was a pretty simple call. No, on replay. It was that's the way I saw it the first time. But, you know, you get first call on these.
He's pretty impressive.
Yes, he is. They both are. They both are. But
Williams
the young players
and Johnson.
Young players sometimes panic a little. He'll learn to do that with his shoulder and get away with that.
So here's 1st and 25. The ball is brought all the way back to the 38-yard line for Sims. And he can drop the screen to Hodges Mitchell looking for running room. 30, 25, across near the 15-yard line. They'll need about 3 more for a 1st down. That's a 22-yard gain on the pass to Hodges Mitchell.
That's what's so good about this Hodges Mitchell. Not only does he run the ball, but he splits out to the outside. Sometimes he's not in the backfield. And you watch Chris, he said, this is an easy one. Pitch and catch. He throws it very softly. Remember, when you got a running back or receiver coming towards you, you can't gun the ball. He threw him a nice soft toss. Hodges Mitchell picked it up and put him in a chance to get a 1st down now.
Hodges Mitchell, nothing doing there. That'll be 3rd and 3 for the 1st down. Cornelius Anthony.
26, Anthony.
Monday Night Football. And you know, the last time Green Bay played on a Monday nighter, they beat the Vikings with that unforgettable touchdown play. Well, Brett Favre is back to lead them into a hunt for a wild card spot. Packers against the Panthers. Monday Night Football live at 9 Eastern right here on ABC.
You know, lost in that pass interference call was a great throw from Chris Sims out to the corner of that end zone.
Johnson's back on the field now. He's out to the left. Comes in motion with Williams outside him. Sims looks underneath, and Hodges Mitchell drops the ball. That would have been a 1st down. And the field goal unit trots onto the field.
What Mitchell didn't do that time was run through the catch. He tried to catch it and turn upfield at the same time. You got to run through it, take that extra step when it's coming to you. He kind of faded away from the ball. That was a perfect throw.
34-yarder for Stockton. Just the lead here in the 1st half.
A 34-yard attempt.
Good. So Stockton 34-yarder puts Texas up.
The wide receiver screen was the play to Hodges that got the Longhorns in a position to kick those 3 points.
Timeout.
Want to start a family?
Right now?
I just got supplemental insurance.
What's that?
Aflac. Well, if we get sick, our health insurance won't cover things like lost pay or other expenses. This does.
What's it called? Aflac.
I don't know.
Aflac. Without it, no insurance is complete.
Introducing the all-new Chevy Tahoe. now offering a third row of seats that's light and easier to handle than anything else out there. It's nowhere near anything. The new Chevy Tahoe, like a rock.
It all comes down to this. Ball on the 14-yard line. No timeouts left.
Tostitos? The exhilarating taste of new spicy quesadilla Tostitos chips. It's fun for everyone. Dig in, kick back, Tostitos.
Tonight on 2020, BB Guns, thinking of giving your kids one as a holiday gift? Well, parents, you better watch this 2020 report tonight at 10, 9 Central.
What can you give them anymore? You can't give them Happy Meals. You can't give them BB guns. They're going to find a way to do something bad with everything nowadays, aren't they?
I guess. Whitaker and Goins are back to return this kickoff. Goins, number 4 there on the left, chatting with the referee. And Whitaker on the other side. Remember, he scampered in for the Aggie touchdown.
Texas really needed that drive. Now A&M must answer back. No 3 and out here.
So Stockton, with that last field goal, now has 20. That equals the Texas school record for a season. Chance to bust that. Whitaker coming out again. And he'll go down at about the 17-yard line. An ABC Sports presentation of college football is brought to you by Chevy Silverado. It's not just any truck, it's the truck. Aflac, without it, no insurance is complete. MSN, everything you need to feel at home on the web, all in one place. And Tostitos, dig in, kick back, stay all season. So who will go to the Tostitos Fiesta Bowl? A lot of speculation about Notre Dame, so you should watch that one tomorrow against USC. They've had some trouble in Los Angeles on their last couple of trips out there when the money's been on the line. First down and 10 for Ferris and the Aggies. Joe Weber and it running back, and Ferris rolls right and completes the ball to Bethel Johnson, number 9. Let's check in with Jack Arute on Mr. Ferris. Jack?
Well, Brent, Ferris was supposed to go to A&M all the way back in 1994, but he elected to sign with the Pittsburgh Pirates instead, and he toiled through the minor leagues. And in the AA Southern League in the Charlotte Mudcats in '98, he hit 273, 18 doubles, 6 homers, and 38 RBIs. And Steve Craigthorpe, the offensive coordinator, says one of the reasons why Ferris has such a quick release, Gary Danielson, he knows how to turn a double play.
That's a good point, and he does look quick when he comes out on a half roll. We saw Craigthorpe use that strategy against Oklahoma also, Brent.
Second down and 4, and nothing doing that time. Casey Hampton, D.D. Lewis. There's Hampton, number 64. Man, they're a load, aren't they?
You college guys, you want to see what it's like in the NFL? This is what it's like in the NFL. Try blocking these guys like Warren Sapp, Casey Hampton, and allow those quick linebackers to clean it up like that.
Here's 3rd and 7 for Ferris and the Aggies. First down, Texas A&M on a grab by Taylor, and it was a good one. He's out to the 41-yard line. Nice catch.
Wow. I'll tell you, Mark Ferris is really impressive when he lets it rip. That was a big-time throw that time, and Taylor just grabbed it out of the air. You're going to go see 1 across, 2 across. That's a good strategy against teams that are keeping a robber in the middle. One guy goes, you take the robber out. There's the second guy. Nice pluck. Nice and high and a nice pluck.
Didn't you tell me that Ferris's stats held up with Winkies?
Yes,
for the first
they
2
did.
years?
His first 2 years are comparable to Chris Winkies, and he's got a very strong arm also. I think he's a little quicker than Chris is, and he's obviously not as big.
We've got 4 receivers going to throw on first down. Plenty of time, and complete to Porter this time for about 8 yards. And we've got to point out here that the offensive line is having their hands full with Hampton and Rogers, but they gave him great time. Seth McKinney, Whitley, and Valletta right there in the middle.
Here are the first 2 years. Remember, Chris Winkie played a bit as a freshman, and then through close games, you see it, 2,500, 2,300 yards. Obviously, you can see Chris Winkie gets to throw the ball downfield a little bit more than A&M.
We'll take a timeout. The Longhorns want to talk about it, so let us check in with John Saunders and Terry Bowden in New York. Happy Thanksgiving.
Same to you, Brent. Here on the Burger King update, Nebraska against Colorado. Final play of the game, Josh Brown, 29-yard field goal, and Nebraska is skates. They were down by 1 late in this one. The kicker of Colorado actually let them down on the kickoff.
That's right. Colorado's lost so much. They're just finding ways to lose, whereas Texas, this is the 6th straight victory in a row.
The squib kick that didn't squib very far. Brent, back to you.
Yeah, John, I'm not sure about a squib kick in that situation.
Yeah,
Jerry, did you understand that call?
Jerry Barnett goes from thinking about how he's going to answer questions about his 2-point play to answering questions about the kickoff a couple minutes later.
So here we are in Austin, Texas, a capacity crowd, which includes former President George Bush here this afternoon, watching the Texas Longhorns and the Texas A&M Aggies, with the Horns leading 10-7 and 8 minutes to go in the first half on an overcast and windy with Mr. and Mrs. Bush watching from the president's box just across the way, and of course their son locked in that battle for the presidency with Vice President Al Gore. Someone was telling us, I believe it was our producer Bob Goodrich, that the Supreme Court has agreed on a hearing on a Bush lawsuit, so that contest appears to be continuing now for the next few weeks. 2nd down and 2 here. Ferris with a hand to Toombs, and Toombs explodes. Toombs to the 25-yard line. 26 yards, a big play for the big fella.
Boy, that offensive line is doing a great job. Texas is going to half blitz, no safeties. Look at that line just fold down that Texas front, run through a tackle at safety that time from Pearson, and Toombs does a great job. Watch this at the end of the play. He'll put 2 hands on the ball. He knows he's going to get caught, and he said, you're not getting that ball from behind. I know you're coming from behind to strip it.
36 yards, averaging 4.5, and of course his average really improved greatly with that particular run. 1st down now, and Ferris with a slick wing tried to get it in the hands of Goins, the speedster, and Pearson makes the stop with a nice play.
I think that option package might be put to rest the rest of this game.
Loss of 2 yards, 2nd and 12.
We've seen it twice, and both times it's been well, not a disaster, but it's been minus yards.
Toombs back on the field now with 2nd down and 12. There was a touch of controversy about him not handling the ball late against Oklahoma in that tough Aggie loss down there. Here's Ferris. Comes back, firing to the right, and Jammer unloads that time. Oh, what a hit by Quentin Jammer, number 6.
Watch Toombs. Questions a little bit about his blocking, but watch Toombs come up and take on this end man. It allows that offensive line to slide down, and he handles Redding, number 40, the defensive end, one-on-one. That's why you're getting that good protection up front, and that's why you get the good protection on the end of it. Oh, man.
Big time.
Yep, hit. He is a big hitter.
3rd and 8. Jammer, a one-time safety, converted to the corner. Ferris under pressure, fires, and they go to work on Jammer. Not short of the 1st down because he was there on Bethel Johnson. Well, remember our Aflac trivia question before the season, who was the last player to return a punt for a touchdown against Texas A&M? Was it Darrell Royal, Barry Sanders, or Johnny Lamb Jones? It was Barry Sanders, and wouldn't you know it, this year Oklahoma State's Gabe Lindsey returned a punt 57 yards for a touchdown. As you take a look at Barry Sanders back in his Oklahoma State days.
You don't see him in those football pads anymore. He's taking up golf. That'll make you give up football.
Toombs is in. We've got a 4th and 1. He's the tailback in this formation. Here he comes. A 1st down carrying about 4 burnt orange jerseys to the 10-yard line.
That is pretty impressive. That has got to jack up that A&M bench. A challenge from D.D. Lewis. Lewis said if you hit him in the mouth, he'll fold. Well, he hasn't folded yet. They're trying to hit him in the mouth, but wow, they're taking 4, 5, 6 guys to bring him down. And again, tremendous blocking up front by that offensive line.
This is a 1st and goal. The ball is just inside the 10-yard line. The Aggies trail it by 3. Toombs is the running back. Now this is where they went away from Toombs against Oklahoma.
You're right.
Not today. And look at him break 2 tackles and spin for about 1.5 yard gain.
Casey Hampton in the backfield again. But let's talk about this Mark Toombs. Little scouting report on him. He's a big timer in big games, and I love running backs like that. When the money's on the line, they come through. He's not going to dance around people. He's coming right through you. He really is better with the ball than without. He's not a great blocker, and I think he's more with less. He's dropped 15 to 20 pounds. I think he's a much improved player because of that.
Now they check Whitaker in as the tailback. Let's see if they lead block with Toombs this time on 2nd down. They're just going to keep it and nothing much doing there. Fumble!
Ball, too.
Fumble! And the Horns come dashing out with the turnover.
The option play has been a disaster.
Tyrone Jones, the outside linebacker, recovers the fumble. It was Casey Hampton, the All-American defensive tackle, making the hit, jarring the ball loose from Ferris, who now has turned it over himself twice.
Hampton, no cutoff block, and when Ferris tries to go over the top, the ball comes loose. That's a great call from the officials before he hit the ground. Brent, 3 options in this game. 2 loss of yardage and a fumble. Take it out of the game plan.
Now Chris Sims dashes back on with the Horns. Going to try to get rid of it, and he's going to be sacked at the 1-yard line by Ronnie Edwards.
Craig Davis, offensive coordinator for Texas, said let's try to get a home run ball. A&M, Mike Hankwitz smelled it out. He went too deep, and Sims had nowhere to throw the ball. Big Ronnie Edwards, the nose tackle, came in with that sack.
He's a senior out of Houston, and you saw that great view of him.
Yes.
Just splitting.
That's not great when you're the quarterback, but it's a great view when you're a football fan.
Oh, movement. That'll cost him half the distance. Now this will go against the Longhorns. There was all kind of movement.
You could see them all talking to each other, whether they hurt each other.
They'll set this back.
Replay, 2nd down.
So we got a moment to give you our sprint game fact. You know, the Texas Longhorns have not returned a kickoff for a touchdown in 264 straight games, and there's that man again. This time he did do it. Lamb Jones returned one 100 yards against SMU. Backed up again from behind Hodges, Mitchell, and Sims. It's a throw from his end zone. Going to go deep for Roy Williams. Caught it falling down at the 42-yard line. Roy Williams from Odessa, a 40-yarder.
When you stand next to Roy Williams, you stand next to a man. I mean, this guy might only be a first-year freshman player, but he's got a gladiator-type body. And the last time I used that word is when I talked about Michael Vick. You can see Sammy Davis tried to pull him down, but he stayed with it and caught the ball.
As a senior at Permian High School, he long jumped 25-6 to win the state high school title. High jumped 6'10" in that meet and ran the 100 meters in 10.48. Folks, we are talking about a big-time athlete. Sims is back and going to take it upfield for about a half a yard before he is hit and brought down by Edwards and Flemings.
Clemens on the tackle.
Well, let's remind everybody that the MSN halftime is coming up. John and Terry will be along in New York. You'll want to see some highlights if you missed it from the conclusion of the Colorado-Nebraska game. It was really something. Gary Barnett going for 2 points near the end of the game, taking a lead, and then Nebraska coming back downfield. Second down, and they put it in Hodges Mitchell's hands. Darts, cuts back upfield, breaks a tackle, and crosses midfield. Fine looking running back. It was in the shadow of Ricky Williams a few years back, and he has been the spark plug. He's only 5'7", 185 pounds, and you can see how his production has picked up. That's about 80% of his production has been over the last 5 weeks, as you look at that graphic there. So it's the ball is at the Aggies 48-yard line. You can see how far they have to go, and 1st and 10 is brought to you by Quest. Mitchell again, sprints through the daylight. He is so quick cutting in the hole. That's 11 more yards for Mitchell.
He really tests patience with the blocking to begin with, and then once he sees it, he really accelerates. Watch that offensive line. That great Texas A&M run defense. See him pause, and then boom, just runs a 40-yard sprint until he runs into Jamison right there in the secondary. When your safety is taking on those guys running a sprint, you know that's a well-blocked play.
That's 8 carries for 36 yards for number 3, and they flank him out this time, and they'll throw it to him. And 29 on a dangerous throw. Terrence Kyle, the safety, over there. And we'll take a break. Texas leads A&M 10-7.
Welcome to Transmegalith, 268th floor, Information Services Division.
Yes?
We're from Luftgart. We provide enterprise IT consulting.
T?
ERP, CRM, and ASP management.
K?
24/7 apps hosting.
I already have one company for every application my division needs.
How's that possible?
I have Quest.
Communications change everything. Ride the light. Quest.
My brother's son said he had an idea that'd make us rich.
That funny-looking kid said that.
Said we can use the internet.
The internet? We ain't selling books, we're selling feed, and we already sell every ranch in the county.
Harlan, have you ever been outside the county? Well?
Give me a minute, I'm thinking.
No matter what you need, you can count on dependable, long-lasting Chevy trucks. Now, make your money count on a 2001 Chevy Silverado half-ton extended cab with as low as 1.9% APR financing, giving you $2,607 in average finance savings. That's 1.9% APR. So make your money count during the year-end event at your local Chevy dealer now.
Big on taste, but low on cash? Try the new 99-cent BK Cravers menu from Burger King. 8 mouth-watering choices at an unbelievable price, like the tasty chicken tender sandwich, delicious flame-broiled bullseye barbecue deluxe burger, or zesty jalapeno poppers. Just 99 cents every day at Burger King, where you can get great-tasting food every day. Got the urge?
Promotional consideration provided by National Car Rental, the official car rental company of the Bowl Championship Series on ABC.
Let's go!
Arnold Schwarzenegger and Sinbad are dueling dads in the hilarious holiday movie Jingle All the Way. ABC tomorrow 8/7 Central Time. There's a match for Schwarzenegger.
I'm ready. Take him on, Bevo.
Think you can ride him?
Yes.
Second down and 6 now for Chris Sims and the Texas Longhorns here. The closing minute of the first half. Quick moving college football game on this Friday after Thanksgiving. Pump fake and Sims going down as he was blitzed by Rodriguez, the linebacker, and then Bradley coming in on top of him.
And it's too bad because he had B.J. open that time. B.J. Johnson was streaking down the middle of the field.
Let's check in with Jack.
Well, Brent, at 5'6", about 175 pounds, Hodges Mitchell is a big question mark as far as his future in the NFL. But when you consider where he came from, he may still have a professional future. Why? Well, for many years he played soccer, and he's very adept with the round ball. In fact, when he was 14 years old, the legendary Pele invited him to Brazil to study for 2 years. Hodges said, "I'm not going because I don't want to be away from my parents." He's told writers here in Texas, if he doesn't get drafted by the NFL, he'll put himself up to the draft for the MSL. How about that?
Well, he's a little short for the NFL at 5'7". I know that fellows like Tim Dwight have done a good job of returning kicks.
That'd be his future. I think that's his shot, is to try to be a returner early in his career. Catches the ball fairly well, although he dropped one here today, but he's pretty good catching the ball. He's got over 350 yards receiving.
3rd and 13, and the Horns will have to give young Sims some time here to see if he can find Montrell Flowers or B.J. Johnson or Roy Williams going deep.
Soft zone from A&M.
Nothing doing. The wrecking crew. That for Bradley is the 3rd Aggie sack of the game.
Back-to-back sacks there drove Texas out of field goal range, and now I think if you're Mac Brown, I think maybe you run the clock down and take a Hail Mary throw into the end zone. I'm surprised maybe A&M might take a timeout. I'd take it right down as long as I could and throw it Hail Mary into the end zone. Look for Roy Williams right here. This is the guy I'd throw it to. Good strategy by Texas.
There it goes, and Williams is going deep. And he just rode the defensive player right on into the end zone. He just tackled Michael Jamison, the safety, as time ran out in the first half. So the Texas Longhorns lead the Aggies 10-7 on the Stockton field goal, his 20th of the season. And R.C. Slocum heads on over to the Aggie locker room here at the intermission.
Both defenses very impressive in that first half.
Let's go to Jack.
Coach, 2 turnovers seems to be the difference for your team thus far.
Well, really disappointed. We had the ball down here, had a good play on the option outside, and I thought he was down, but he was called a fumble, so that really hurt us. We'd be going here ahead at halftime. Still got a whole half to play, though. Our guys are playing hard, and we look forward to the second half.
How tough has the loss of Ferguson been to your game plan?
Well, you know, football's a team sport. Everybody this time of year has interest, and Ferguson's a great player. Our other guys are playing hard, too, so we're going to try to win it without Ferguson.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, sure.
All right, Jack, thank you. And right now, we're going to send you to New York. John Saunders and Terry Bowden. John, take it away.
Brent, thanks a lot. A 10-7 game right now, so both teams very much in this thing, but neither one can be very proud how their offense looked.
No, their offense haven't. Texas, they have won 5 state games behind the running of Hodges Mitchell. He's not doing much right now. They've got to run better, and then Texas A&M has got to work that running with the pass. You know, they're a running team that thinks they can pass just enough to get themselves in trouble.
All right, 10-7 is the score. Stick around. When we come back, the MSN halftime report after this message and a word from our ABC stations.
No matter what you need, you can count on dependable, long-lasting Chevy trucks. Now, make your money count on a 2001 Chevy Silverado half-ton extended cab with as low as 1.9% APR financing, giving you $2,607 in average finance savings. That's 1.9% APR. So make your money count during the year-end event at your local Chevy dealer now.
This Saturday at Sears, we open extra early, and we've marked on prices extra low. From 8 until noon, take 10% off everything, even sale prices. So don't fool around. It's the most important time of the year.
Good morning, everybody. This is your captain speaking. We'll soon be flying nonstop to Tampa, so just sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight.
The Thanksgiving weekend sale means lowest tire prices of the year on selected Michelin, Goodyear, Pirelli, and more. So don't forget to give your wheels something nice at the most important time of the year. Sears, give the good life at a great price, guaranteed.
Exposing a local payphone scheme. Monday at 6 on Channel 2 Action News.
The MSN College Football Halftime Report. MSN, everything you need to feel at home on the web, all in one place. From our New York studios, John Saunders and Terry Bowden.
It's the holiday season, but this looks this way every night at Tavern on the Green here in New York. Texas with a 10-7 lead over Texas A&M. John Saunders and Terry Bowden. Nebraska against Colorado. You knew it was going to be a great matchup because of the rivalry, but Nebraska had a lot at stake. Win this game, they have a chance to get into a bowl championship series game. So Eric Crouch has them running early here. 26 yards on the touchdown. Nebraska grabs the lead, breaking a 24-24 tie. But guess what? Back comes Colorado. The freshman quarterback, Greg Oaks, 15 yards to John Minardi. Touchdown. They're within one. So what do? You kick the extra point, right? And then you go to overtime. Wrong. Gary Barnett says, we are going for two. Oaks to Javon Green. Fumbles it. Grabs it. What do you think about that decision?
It's a tough call, but when it works, you're perfect, you're smart. But here's the mistake he makes. Colorado continues to make mistakes. They squib kick short and give Texas a chance Nebraska the chance to kick the field goal. It should have been a deep squib. Put them deep, make them drive the length of the field, and it put them in a terrible situation. As you see, Nebraska comes back.
Yeah, Crouch here to Bobby Newcomb, gets it down to the 12-yard line from there. Josh Brown has just had to boot a 29-yarder for the win. Knocks it through, and Nebraska survives, winning it 34-32 is the final. Eric Crouch, 11 of 17 for 139 yards. Also had 20 carries for 125 yards and 3 touchdowns. But more importantly for them, the big win. And Lynn Swann spoke with Frank Solich after the game about the decisions.
You utilize Bobby Newcomb, you utilize your tight ends, everybody marching down the field. When you got that last pass going out of bounds, did you say anything to your kicker before he hit the field?
No, he went running out before I could get to him.
You like that when you're the coach and you don't get to the kicker at that point. It makes you look like a genius. Now, we talked about just how important this is. The reason is because as you look at the 4 teams that are already in the Bowl Championship Series, the automatic bids, the Atlantic Coast Conference, it's Florida State, Miami out of the Big East. Purdue and Washington will likely wind up playing each other in the Rose Bowl, though Washington still has a chance for the Orange Bowl. Now, here's what's at stake. 2 at-large berths. Nebraska is done. They await now. They have to hope that Oklahoma wins the Big 12 championship game, because with the loss there, Nebraska would be out and Oklahoma would take the at-large. But how about, Terry, Virginia Tech? Because of last year playing in the Sugar Bowl against your dad national championship, they're a marquee team now.
Sure, they've got Michael Vick. When he's on your team, a lot of people are going to watch. A lot of people think they should be a BCS team if they went out and finished their season 10-1. And then Oregon State, probably the greatest turnaround of a program the last 2 years, Dennis Erickson, of any coach in the country.
But this is the big one. Tomorrow at 3:30 Eastern Time, right here on ABC. The Fighting Irish of Notre Dame win the game. They will be 9-2, and guess what? if you are 9-2 and you are the Irish, they will be in the BCS.
And you know what? That's great for college football. When Notre Dame is playing great, when they can work their way into the BCS, it's good for everybody in college football.
All right, that remains to be seen. That's tomorrow, 3:30 Eastern Time, USC and Notre Dame. We'll talk more about that game in just a moment. Stick around. Right now, we've got a tight one. Big interception return for a touchdown early, and Texas leads it 10-7.
With shopping on your MSN homepage, you can search, shop, and compare for televisions, cell phones, video cameras, or whatever else you need.
Introducing the all-new Silverado Heavy Duty. The most powerful heavy-duty pickup you can get. Silverado Heavy Duty. More truck from Chevy.
I want my students to make a difference. I'm not interested in a student just taking notes to render forth some answers on an examination. I'm challenging my students to be the best they can be, to be truly great, to become leaders that march into the new millennium and make an impact, not just an impression.
Night has fallen on a Lincoln Center. A look at the Mets. Come on inside and watch some more college football right here on ABC. John Saunders and Terry Bowden here on the MSN Halftime Report. Most college football fans know the story of Rudy Rudiger, the walk-on in Notre Dame who had the movie done about his life. Well, you might know that story, but you might not know this story. There's now a sequel, Rudy 2.
I always dreamt about that moment. What would it be like? Just one time if I can run through that tunnel, put on that uniform, just so I can say I played for Notre Dame.
Matt Sarb wasn't even alive that day in 1975 when Rudy sacked Georgia Tech's quarterback as time expired, but his father remembers.
The stands were chanting Rudy, and when we saw him go on the field, everybody was just, you know, he's finally gotten in. And to see him carried off the field was just like, you know, he had fulfilled his dream.
25 winners have passed in South Bend since that inspiring moment, but Rudy's spirit has been rekindled by a junior walk-on from Chicago.
The biggest motivation in my life is people that tell me that I couldn't do something. I have told everybody since I was little that I was going to play here, and no one believed me.
In fact, when he was in 2nd grade, he came home from school crying and had gotten a couple of B's on his report card. And Linda asked him, "What were you crying about?" And he said, "Well, now I'm not going to be able to go to Notre Dame because I got B's on my report card."
Wearing Rudy's old number, Matt finally got on the field in this his junior year, and he's become a fixture on kickoff coverage.
Now, I admit the coaches didn't know a lot about him, but I promise you, after he ran down on that first kickoff, everyone knows who number 45 is, and what he brings is an unbelievable passion for the game. I think that passion's intensified because of his unique story of his father playing football at Notre Dame.
To be able to accomplish what my father did has been a very integral part of my life.
You see, there was a reason why Pat Sarb watched from the stands that day long ago. He volunteered to sit out so Rudy might have his moment of glory.
There were seniors, 4 seniors, who went in and said, let some of these seniors dress, because
Dean Witter first half statistics, an immediate 7 points on the interception into the end zone, and Gary, it's been a defensive target.
It really has, and you know, let's focus on 2 good defensive units playing tough up front. both of them, the Hampton and Rogers, and then that Wrecking Crew front seven, they're just tough to handle.
Yeah, they certainly are. And whoever can penetrate that front wall the best here in the second half certainly has a chance to win this Texas war for the 107th time. It is Texas and Texas A&M. Skates to kick it off. Fielded on the short hop by Ike. And he is down, and moments ago, Jackaroo caught up with Mac Brown.
Coach, that offensive drive going into the half stalled. What happened?
Oh, Jack, we had the offensive pass interference down here that just killed us, cost us 3 points, and then we had a mistake up front on a sack. Can't have a sack when you got a chance for a field goal at the end. Even game, tough defensive football game. It's what you'd expect out of Texas and Texas A&M. Thank you, Jack.
Texas first and 10 from number 29.
So Chris Sims, number 1, trots back out with the Longhorn offense here to open up the second half. In that first half, Sims was 6 of 11 for 99 yards. He hands off to Hodges Mitchell, who makes his way to the 35-yard line. And a look at the sophomore from New Jersey. Fascinating family facts when Dad told him he could play some ball. Huh?
That's enough.
And he certainly does remember some great memories of the Giants locker room when his pops was leading that team to well, a Super Bowl championship, and he's a cat fella. And we've got an injured player on the field, an injured Aggie, I believe, at the 35-yard line.
Well, as Mac was saying to Jack at the end of the half, the offensive pass interference that actually cost him 4 points. There's the sack near the goal line. It was 1 sack, and then towards the end of that half, when they had an opportunity to stay in field goal range, I thought there might have been a bit of a mistake up front, but I thought Chris held on to the ball a bit too long that time. Remember, he still hasn't played a lot of football for this team yet. That situation, Brent, I got to believe Greg Davis calls that play and says, if it ain't there, get rid of it. We want 3 points.
So here's 2nd down and 4 for the Horns. Sims eyes the defense. And Mitchell for the first down to the 41-yard line.
Well, we showed before Mitchell having that great second half of the season. Mike Hankiewicz, defensive coordinator, has done a good job coming up with a scheme we saw against Oklahoma and Josh Heupel, and now today to kind of control this improved running game for the Longhorns.
That's Antoine Kirk Hughes, who is down, shaken up on that play. He had a shoulder injury earlier this season. And Tillman Holloway trots off the Longhorn bench. He'll come in, and while we've got the medical staff out on the field, let me remind everybody that it's Monday night. The Green Bay Packers face the Carolina Panthers. Monday Night Football live at 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific on ABC. Then on Sunday night on ESPN, the Giants face the Cardinals at 8:30 Eastern, 5:30 Pacific. And we certainly hope that Kirk Hughes is all right. You know, Gary, I just mentioned the Cardinals. What's your take on Jake Plummer? I thought at this point in his career he might be a little bit further along.
My take is what I always have a take on a lot of these guys. When you're playing for a bad football team, it's hard to be a good quarterback. And Jake's got a lot of potential. But right now, when has St. Louis ever had it together? Yeah, I mean, Arizona. Excuse me, Arizona. I've still got those old Cardinal helmets in my head.
Here's Sims now on a play fake. And he hits Johnson right away to the 40-yard line. And a Longhorn first down, 18 yards.
See, that's the type of rhythm throw that the coaches around here, everybody that watches practice says Chris Sims can make it in his sleep. You get back, go down about 15 yards, and, you know, these two receivers, P.J. Johnson and the big guy, Roy Williams, are so tough going deep that if you throw the hook pass in front, you have an opportunity to move the first down markers.
Bonovich has replaced Keel in that Aggie secondary after the injury. Here's that end around, and here comes Williams with an alley. 25, 20-foot race. Touchdown, Texas. 40 yards on the end around. The freshman from Odessa Paraman. an All-American in high school in both football and track, showed his speed as he takes it to the zone.
And a future NFL player whenever he decides to do it. Can you read off his track time. He's going to come around here, and you said he ran a 10.48 100 meters. He sure did, and he does it with a football this time. Look at this big guy. Imagine him playing high school football just a year ago.
So 4 plays, 71 yards, takes a minute 18. Stockton for the extra point. And in case you missed those numbers on Williams in the first half, Gary gave you the 100. He also long jumped 25.6, high jump 6.10. He can do it all.
He really can.
Timeout.
This little guy here is the Malaysian elephant cricket. There are only 4 left in the entire world. Let's get a microphone in a little closer so that we can hear its very unique, very beautiful mating call. Closer. Just a little closer. You idiot.
Did we get the shot?
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never lets you down.
What'd you do?
Make it a Bud Light.
The sleek 200 horsepower Chevy Monte Carlo SS.
Green.
The side you show the world is up to you.
You think you're on the right track. You save $10 on a $10,000 stock trade, but then you lose $100 because of lousy execution. There are no shortcuts to financial success. Anyone can offer cheap trades. Very few online brokers can offer the world's best financial thinking. Morgan Stanley Dean Witter. Move your money. Get well connected.
No two eyes see the same world. No two businesses are identical. And now, one company creates internet solutions unique to you.
Fujitsu. The possibilities are infinite.
Tonight, BB guns. Thinking of giving your kids one as a holiday gift? Better watch this first. Parents, you can't miss 2020 tonight.
Roy Williams has rushed twice this year, folks, for 2 touchdowns and 75 yards. He just went 40 yards here. He went 35 yards the other time he carried the ball on the end around. Stockton with the ball on the tee. Goins from the 12-yard line looks for an alley. He too can run out of bounds at the looks like about the 33-34 line.
Sometimes you can just tell a guy is fast just by watching an ISO on him. Watch this guy. I mean, you can just see the speed he has as he accelerates. And this is not any little skinny freshman receiver track guy. This is a man. You stand next to him. I talked to him after practice 2 days ago, and he is got a handshake and muscles all over him.
Little heat on this Aggie offense right now. They need to respond here, trailing 17-7 in the early going in the third. Toombs slashes to the 39-yard line, and we do have an injury report from the field. Let's check in with Jack.
Brent, there's one for each side of the ball. Let's start on the A&M side, where defensive back Terrence Keel went off with a sprained ankle. Seems like a number of sprained ankles on the A&M side. He is questionable. Antoine Kirk Hughes, the right guard for Texas, he has re-injured a shoulder that has been giving him problems. He also is questionable, Brent.
You know, Jack, I think they missed Keel on that touchdown run. I'm not saying that he might have got the freshman out of bounds, but he did outrun the safety. Here comes Toombs again, and he's stuffed pretty good behind the left side of the offensive line. right around the 40-yard line. This will be 3rd and short. Casey Hampton, 64, big-time defensive tackle, is in on another play.
Well, amazing. Coming into this game, Hampton and Rogers totaled 103 tackles for loss in their career. You've seen what the havoc they've produced in this football game already. And remember, Rogers is really not 100%. He's got a bad ankle all year.
Aggies need a couple of yards. 3rd down and 2. Toombs, I'm not sure he got it. I'm not sure he made it. Let's see. Was it right there at that first 10 line? You can see he's extended just beyond it. Sean Rogers, and the officials are going to call a timeout for an official measurement. Well, he was right on that yellow line on your screen, wasn't he?
Well, we're going to see how accurate the line is on this one, aren't we?
You better believe it.
Let's see. We paid a lot of money for this line. Let's see if it's working right
Well,
here.
the ball is there. See, he's holding it right there, okay? And 1st and 10 is brought to you by Pacific Life, and if it's not accurate, by somebody else. But, you know, so...
Wow. Well, so it's the middle of that yellow line.
It's that much. Okay.
Pacific Life just called me and said it's the middle of the yellow line. That's not like the goal line where you just have to break the play.
Well, is RC going to go for it here early?
He's done it twice already, 4th down in this game. The quarterback sneak early.
You got Toombs, huh?
Yeah, I'm not so sure. Remember, early they did a quick snap count. Ferris doing a quarterback sneak in this situation.
And he's saying, please, Mr. Official, a little bit better spot next time.
Yeah, that's right. Well, they got to go up and root it out inside against the big guys.
There they are. Look at them stuffed the front. Look at the horns. All that burnt orange up front, huh?
Well, a long count.
Tried to bring him offside. Horns not moving. Not even jumping. And that'll do it. They'll punt.
Not a bad try. Doesn't make much difference. You're downwind for R.C. Slocum. Either you punt from the 43 or 4 yard line or punt from 5 yards back. I think it's a good try.
Cody Skates out of Tyler, Texas. Trots on the punt. And Hodges Mitchell back deep. This has not been an offensive show. We've had a couple of big-time offensive plays, but the defenses pretty much have dominated. Here's Hodges on the 16. And he'll go down shy of the 20-yard line. 4-yard return, and he's been well covered by the Aggies. Timeout.
Let's hear it for the lady. The one whose work is never done. Without you, none of us would even be here. Here's to you, Mom. From a car with the right stuff to get you through it all. Chevy Malibu. The car you depend on every day. Just like you, we'll be there.
With shopping on your MSN homepage, you can search, shop, and compare for televisions, cell phones, video cameras, or whatever else you need.
Big on taste, but low on cash? Try the new 99-cent BK Cravers menu from Burger King. 8 mouth-watering choices at an unbelievable price. Like the delicious flame-broiled Bullseye Barbecue Deluxe Burger, tasty chicken tender sandwich, or cheesy mozzarella sticks. Just 99 cents every day at Burger King, where you can get great-tasting food every day. Got the urge?
Spent Thanksgiving weekend with ABC Sports as Colin Montgomery, Brett Couples, BJ Singh, and Sergio Garcia go Head-to-head and hole-to-hole with $1 million up for grabs. The Skins game coverage begins tomorrow at 1 Eastern, 4 Pacific on ABC. And, of course, tomorrow that'll lead right on into the Notre Dame USC football game. And what a big one that suddenly is, with the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame on an 8-2 record right now, and they are surging toward a possible BCS bowl game. Here on First Down, the handoff is to Hodges Mitchell, who is stubbed, and joining us now is Bob Davie, the coach of the Fighting Irish. This is some farewell tour, folks. Here's a guy that they were putting down when the season started. Now he's a candidate for Coach of the Year. Congratulations, Bob.
Well, Brent, thank you very much. And I couldn't help but hear that Aggie band playing in the background there when you and Gary came on.
Exactly. Bob, of course, was once the defensive coordinator down in Aggie land, and he's very, very familiar with this rivalry here. 2nd down and 8 for Sims and the Longhorns. Hodges Mitchell again, not going very far, Bob. That wrecking crew looks good, but how about USC, Bob? You've got to be a little leery of a team that can put up 38 against UCLA the way they did last week, huh?
Well, Brent, you see exactly what I see. I mean, they are a talented group of individuals, particularly at the skill positions on offense. They have a wide receiver, Kareem Kelly, that's extremely explosive. Their tailback, Salton McCullough, is explosive. You know, but I think we've improved our team speed, particularly on defense, and we are really excited about this game. It's a beautiful sunny day out here in Los Angeles, and we're excited about tomorrow.
Here's 3rd down now for Sims. Stands in the pocket and delivers a 1st down.
Bob, you know, Brent talked about this game as being a huge game for Notre Dame, but aren't they all huge at Notre Dame?
Gary, you're exactly right. This is the 3rd time in a row. We came out here in 96, 98, and now 2000. All 3 of those games with BCS bowl game implications. So, you know, I told our team last night, you guys know we're not in a conference. And it seems like our conference championship game and our game for our rings for our players is played here in the Los Angeles Coliseum every other year. And, yeah, it's a big game, but you're right. We play a bunch of big games at Notre Dame.
Here's 1st down now for Sims and the Horns. And it's Hodges Mitchell again, sprinting to the outside. Short of the 1st down, but he picks up about 7 yards. And, Bob, before we let you go, tell us about the progress of your freshman quarterback, Matt LaVecchio, whom we'll see tomorrow.
Brent, it's been remarkable, and with that said, I think his high school football coach, Fred Stengel, back at Bergen Catholic, did a tremendous job preparing him. It's amazing what he's done, though. You know, we were a 2-2 football team. He's come in and been our starter, and now we're an 8-2 football team. So that story alone tells you what we think of Matt LaVecchio.
Another Jersey guy like we're watching right here. Bob, did you recruit Chris Sims?
We did. In fact, Chris Sims and his mom came in for our spring games several years ago, and what a great young man and a great family. And I enjoyed our conversations with Phil, and he is a talented young player.
Well, again, Bob, congratulations on the success that the Irish have enjoyed this season. Good luck tomorrow against USC, and don't worry about the fact that there's only $13.5 million on the table tomorrow. You just forget about that. We'll concentrate on
you would have brought that up, Brent. I kind of thought you might.
Okay, my friend.
Gary, good talking to you.
All right, see you, Bob.
It's 3:30 tomorrow afternoon Eastern. The Fighting Irish of Notre Dame go for a BCS bowl against one of their arch rivals. And like Gary points out, everybody's an arch rival of Notre Dame whenever they schedule them up against USC. Gary, I've been hearing that Paul Hackett's in trouble out there as the coach of the Trojans, regardless of what happens.
Well, all these big major schools, the ones that are supposed to win all their games, all the coaches are in trouble if you don't win a big majority of their games. And Paul Hackett had a few years to turn around and hasn't done it, and he needs a win, I guess. And as you say, I have no idea one way or another if he wins, if he's still going to be there. Hodges Mitchell's had a good drive on there already.
Sims up over the top for the 1st down, I believe. And that'll allow us to take a look at the BCS standings. We've been talking a lot about it. Remember now, this is only devised to identify the first 2 teams. Right now, that would be Oklahoma and Florida State, and isn't that controversial? Miami at home tomorrow against BC. Florida State, Washington, Oregon State, they're finished. 1 loss apiece. Virginia Tech has 1 more. They've been beaten only once. They play Virginia. Florida, the SEC championship. Nebraska, a winner here today. All those teams figure very much in the battle for the 4 big money bowls. as Sims fires complete. And this is Johnson pulling away to the 20-yard line. B.J. Johnson.
Very good calls from Greg Davis. Chris Sims had success throwing the hook pass in the first drive, so you come right back to it. You got a guy that feels good at bail technique to the outside. Hook to Johnson, and there's the other receiver. How would you like that to be your other receiver? Wow.
Chris Sims, who appears to be settling in. 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. Wade snapped off. Touchdown, Williams. Oh, what a beautiful throw. You're looking at the quarterback of the future in Austin, Texas. There'll be no red shirting of #1, ladies and gentlemen. Take it to the bank.
And he had Ty Warren, the big defensive end, right in his face as he let that thing go.
Phil could not have done it any better.
5-step drop. Williams is going to go up, straighten it off, square it about 8 yards, and look at the ball. Boom, right under the chin. Can't do it any better. And just as Daddy Phil used to get hit when he threw the ball, Chris got hit when he let that one go.
81 yards, 8 plays in 3:46. High snap, pulled down, and Stockton has the extra point. It is an impressive performance here in the second half for Sims and the Horns. Stand and deliver despite taking the blow. Ty Warren's in on top of #1. Doesn't even know that it's a touchdown, but he hears the crowd roar. Timeout.
Coming up next, the Dr. Pepper halftime show.
You make the world taste better, yeah. You make the world taste better. You make the world taste better. You make the world better.
Introducing Chili's famous fajitas. To go. Down, boy. Get in, get out, get on with your life.
We can expect in the coming months is Director of Product Development, Paul Noon.
Got it. Nortown Networks is building the new high-performance internet, the wireless internet, with optical technology that makes it faster.
Overall, this has been an exciting
and more
year.
reliable.
But the next few months will mark the beginning of a new Gesundheit.
Come together.
In fact, with technology changing
Over me.
The year was 1983, and Danger Kitty released their hit single, Love Rocket. With it came instant fame and fortune. They bought mansions, cars, and the finest women's clothing. But by 1984, the fans left, the fortune was gone, and the dream was over. Desperate for money, Danger Kitty last performed at the Smuggler Bar Mitzvah.
Some people just can't live within their means. The Discover card with spending management tools for the slightly smarter consumer.
So I walk into a Chili's and I see these boneless buffalo wings. And I say, how did you get the bones out? And they say, that was the easy part. Finding a buffalo with wings, now that took some effort.
The Irish are looking for their first BCS berth. To keep their quest alive, they have to beat the Trojans in the Coliseum. Notre Dame battles USC Saturday on ABC.
Here in Austin, Texas, we're watching the coming out of Chris Sims, the sophomore quarterback from Franklin Lakes, New Jersey, who at first said he would attend Tennessee, then changed his mind and came down here and enrolled at Texas. And he's enjoying one of his finest halves yet. Fielded at the 5 by Goings, the speedster looking for an alley. And at the 26-yard line. So coming into the game, he'd thrown 5 touchdowns and 7 interceptions, Gary, but here today, he's been a different performer.
Yeah, missed assignment on the offensive line. Nobody blocks the big defensive end, and except for that guy right there, Sims just enough time to get rid of the ball.
Let's check in with Jack.
Well, Brett, Chris Sims, as you alluded to, went down and went down hard. In fact, he got stepped on his calf, and it broke the skin. It started to bleed. Sims didn't want any medical attention, and they reminded him of the so-called blood rule, where it's got to be covered up. He said, oh, all right, put something on it.
And I'll remind everybody of one other thing. Aggies don't quit. Ferris coming deep. Up over the top and incomplete, and there is Quentin Jammer, number 6. What a fine-looking corner he is. He was a hard-hitting safety, but he sticks like glue to these wideouts.
Yeah,
Gary.
and this is where A&M really misses Ferguson. These two receivers, both Johnson and Taylor, have been catching the underneath stuff, but the corners for Texas do not fear the deep ball at all for A&M. Remember Ferguson going up and catching those balls? He's a big timer on that fade pass.
4 wideouts into the formation for A&M. Jammer now backs off. You can see both corners backing. Here's Whitaker. They knew it was going to be a run. They sensed that. And nowhere. Brooks and Greg Brown. Greg Brown, if you weren't with us, grabbed Ferris's first pass of the game and danced into the end zone on first down.
Big Sean Rogers that time also, Brent, gave no cutback room for Whitaker. Watch a big guy, 73, comes in and forces Whitaker to run wide. Nobody blocks him, gets into the backfield, and there's nowhere to cut back, and that forces the tackle outside.
Rogers and Hamlin, outstanding defensive tackles. 3rd down and 11. First down, Bethel Johnson at the 44-yard line. So ABC Sports presentation of college football brought to you by Chevy Monte Carlo. The side you show the world is up to you. Bud Light, for the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down. Make it a Bud Light. Chili's Ranch Hand Filet, tender, juicy, flame grilled and served on a bed of awesome blossom strings. And Morgan Stanley Dean Witter, move your money, get well connected. Bethel Johnson was well connected to Mark Ferris that time as the sophomore quarterback hit him for the first down to keep this drive alive for the Aggies. And now Ferris incomplete, and underneath he was expecting, I believe, number 83 Mickey Jones to come back on that pattern. Gary.
Well, Texas defense continues to be very aggressive man-to-man. They're going to force Ferris to throw the ball downfield. I don't know what they had planned there, but it was really lack of communication between the receiver and the quarterback that time. We have not seen Toombs again start to get any draw plays or anything. They can't give up on the running game just because the score is 24-7.
Here's 2nd and 10. Toombs lines up as the fullback in this formation. Ferris going to go deep down the sideline, got a man open, incomplete.
Wow.
Goins just couldn't quite get to it.
I really had the feeling watching that play that Goins misjudged the ball. Remember, it's downwind in that direction. I think it carried a little farther. This is the fastest player for A&M. The ball is laid up. Goins has a beat on it, running, looking, and just doesn't quite run under the ball. I thought he could have got that football.
Babers, the defensive back, and he'd beaten him clearly, hadn't he, folks? 3rd down and 10.
Hardest ball to catch is a downwind high throw.
Need 10 yards. They need to reach the Longhorn 46 here. You're going back to that spot. Caught. And Jones breaks free. Touchdown, A&M. Oh, what a beautiful run by Mickey Jones. 56 yards.
Cannot throw the ball any better than Mark Ferris threw that one.
I've been around these guys a lot.
Yeah, you're right.
They don't quit.
It's the tradition of A&M football. Ferris, as Jackaroo talked about, been through the minor leagues. He's gone 0 for 4. He starts out the game with a strikeout, basically, right, on 3 straight pitches. Exactly. And he comes back and keeps his head in the game. Very impressive.
Terrence Kitchens tacks on the extra point.
Well, this time Jones, instead of going on the fade, comes inside, little look, and then right to the outside. Kind of not played very well by Babers that time, and it stretches out the ball for the touchdown.
Ferris 12 of 18 for 151 yards. Timeout.
Hey there. Time for a holiday. So switch off your computers and take a national holiday with National Car Rental. Spend some time with National Heroes. Or visit a national treasure. Or join the National Football League. But wherever you go, let National Car Rental get you there fast. With special low rates on compacts for only $149 per week in Florida and $159 per week nationwide. National Car Rental, what are you waiting for? Let's go!
Hello, Mr. Bufford. Thank you for the nice gift pack of beef jerky. Beef jerky. Thank you.
Gee, wish I could take credit, but I didn't send you all any jerky.
You didn't?
Well, no. The last gift I sent you was that box of filet mignons about 2 months ago. Y'all got that, didn't you?
Shipping internationally.
You're there?
Next time use FedEx and be absolutely sure.
Hello?
Hold on! I'm coming for you!
The Suzuki King Quad is the only all-terrain vehicle that has a 3-speed sub-transmission and locking front differential that allows you to transfer power equally to all 4 wheels to get you where you need to go.
I'm coming!
I almost lost you there.
The King Quad from Suzuki.
So the Aggies pull back to within 10, 24-14, 5:49 to go in the third quarter, hoping to seal up Chris Sims and that Longhorn offense this time. Their punter with the ball on the tee. Sims watching from the sideline, his father, because he broadcast the game on Thursday and this one being played on a Friday, able to come down here and
he's trying to hide from us. He's got those glasses on, hat
also
on.
a little uneasy right now.
Oh, you bet.
Like a parent would be. He was much more comfortable when he was standing over there with Bill Parcells screaming in his ear.
Right, combative.
Here's that high kickoff now, and Williams will bring it out. Big hole in the middle. Williams explodes to the 43-yard line, and you know, you saw Phil over there as Chris comes out, and we asked Chris, what kind of advice does your father give you? Here's what he said.
And the biggest thing he always is telling me is, you know, to get back out of my drop. You know, get back there quick, so you know you got time to throw and whatever else. And you know, Dad's always watching me, and he's always got his few pointers after every game, so it's good.
He's a father.
Yeah, father first, right?
You know, this half in 2 possessions, Sims has taken 71 and 81 yards. And Chris is 4 of 4 for 84 yards and a touchdown.
That works.
And here comes that end around with Johnson bringing it and a penalty flag thrown.
And Matt Trissel was holding at the end of the line of scrimmage there on the reverse, number 46.
And Williams is in a jawing match right down here with the defender Sammy Davis, whom he was coming over to block on too, and they were yapping at each other.
Well, let's take a look, a little scouting report on Phil. Played against him a few times. Let's be real honest here. When you watch Phil play, I really admire his repeatable mechanics. He did it over and over. But you remember him and Parcells, combative, yet coachable. Believed in himself just like his son. And this is the one I write. Brent, I want to play him. I'm an 8. I get 3 aside. I'll take him any time.
You got to get even with him for putting up your interception in that Thanksgiving day.
You know, he's got a lot of guts. Talking about my interception when I'm going to talk about his kid for 3.5 hours, right? Nice thing I'm a good guy, right?
First down and 19.
Isn't there a statute of limitations on those interceptions? That was 1982.
I agree. Totally. That's way too far. First down. Some flanker screen, and reaching down and grabbing it was Williams, who, you know, along with his speed, jumping ability, leaping ability, pretty good pair of hands, folks. That's 11 yards he gets back.
He's had a 40-yard catch that got Texas out from their own goal line when he just jumped up and catch it. He had a 40-yard reverse to score.
He'll come out right now, maybe.
Well, our guys are ready. There's the 40-yard catch. And here's the 40-yard reverse. And like you said, the impressive thing, not only is his size, catches the touchdown pass right there, but the way he catches the ball so comfortably.
Third freshman, Sloan Thomas, in the game, and he too is a good one. He's got this one. First down, break spray. Thomas in a foot race. He'll score for the Longhorns. The freshman from Houston, Sloan Thomas, 55 yards. The Kitty Corps turn it loose in Austin.
Well, everybody rated Mac Brown's recruiting classes as the best in the country. I guess those guys know what they're talking about. I love those 6-yard hitches turn into touchdown passes.
How about this second half for Sims? He is now 12 of 17, 248 yards, and 2 touchdowns. This half, he is 6 of 6 for 149 yards, and those 2 scores as Stockton tacks on the extra point.
Life is
challenging.
I am strong. Win
or lose.
Everyone play. We're ready.
We're ready. Yeah, we're ready.
Well, here's the timing on this one. 3-step drop, just wanted about 6-8 yards. Sean Weston, the young corner, just a freshman himself, goes up top. Does not get it, and Sloan Thomas gives a little bit of a straight arm and a sprint to the end zone. And as you say, young, talented players, and there's the point to Dad and Mom. And there's Phil saying, well, the record books say right here, if he gets his next 6, he's got a chance to.
Redshirting, I'm expecting rumors about the NFL. There's the kickoff, and Going's going to try it again.
Really?
And he is down at the 26. Let's check in with Jack. Jack?
Well, Brent, remember, Sims isn't a Jersey boy. He watches The Sopranos more than he watches Bonanza. In fact, he took a lot of ribbing from his Texas friends and his teammates when he got here because he didn't know how to say fixin' to. He didn't know how to say y'all. They said he was old-fashioned. They are excited, though, Brent. This year, they said they've convinced Chris Sims to put a crease in his blue jeans.
Indeed. You know, there's another young man on the sideline you got to feel for.
Yeah,
Number
absolutely.
11, Major Applewhite. He holds most of the passing records here. He's standing on the sideline. He's seeing what young Sims is delivering, why there's been so much hype for him.
Right.
You can only feel for the young man.
Really?
I mean, he's been an outstanding college quarterback. First down at 10. Ferris drops it high, and it's pulled down by Joe Weber. And Weber powers his way out of bounds near midfield with a fine run after the catch, 23 yards.
Well, you're right about Major Applewhite, but Ferris does a great job right here of buying time for a delayed check down to his running back because he gets nailed as he lets this one go. Mark Ferris has been very impressive in this game. You can see him getting better and better each game he plays, and he's got 2 more years. Brant, I do agree with you. I do feel for Major Applewhite, and it's the story of big-time athletics. You got the job, but they're always looking for somebody better than you, and that's just the way it is now.
First and 10. There's that inside handoff to Whitaker, who sprints free. They scored a touchdown on this play earlier, and he'll be out of bounds at the 27-yard line.
That has been a very good play. You're right. Touchdown for a 15 yards for there, and a little sprint handoff. Very reminiscent of Oklahoma. We've seen Northwestern use the same play to Damian Anderson. A little half roll, and he goes back the opposite way.
Pretty good battle for the Doak Walker Award
Yes.
going on. Speaking of Damian Anderson, LaDainian Tomlinson at TCU, one of the favorites, of course. First and 10. Hodges Mitchell can't overlook what he's done the last few weeks. The Aggies trying to get that 7 right back here. Here's Ferris fires, and a rolling catch by Chris Taylor inside the 25-yard line. At the end of the game, we'll select a Chevrolet player of the game from each team. Chevrolet will make a $1,000 contribution to each university's general scholarship fund.
Well, as impressive as Chris Sims has been with the big gainers in the second half here, I'm just as impressed with Mark Ferris in this second half. He's getting the ball accurately, he's getting hit, he's throwing it on time, and he's giving a focus to this A&M team now that says, we can score, we're not out of this game.
Drops back. That inside handoff, and not much doing this time because the middle of that defense led by Casey Hampton, the senior from Galveston, number 64. You know, everybody says, and I think Mac has said it, that next year this Longhorn team should be a great college football team. But I want to point out that when you lose a Casey Hampton along with a Sean Rogers, and you lose an offensive tackle by Leonard Davis,
right?
You've got to replace.
How about Jammer? There's a big-time player also. You're right, but they've got a lot of talent on that sideline.
Second down at 11. Here's Ferris. Incomplete, and it'll be 3rd and 11 coming up. Well, tonight, only 2 guys and a girl and Norm are back-to-back with all new episodes, and we guarantee they're going to score more laughs in 1 hour than the Chargers have scored all season.
Oh, no.
A cheap shot at the San Diego Chargers by the promo department. But a reminder, watch prime time anyway. Hey, Florida State helped the fellas to a win last week.
Really? Yeah. We were the lead? Can we get the residuals or something like that, whatever they do?
It's too bad they don't have Notre Dame and USC.
That would be a big one.
Yeah, 3rd down and 11. Let's get a little more college football in prime time, lads.
All bump and run to the top.
Here comes Jammer on the blitz, and they hit Jones.
Go.
Down he goes. A very aggressive defensive call and a successful one for Carl Reese.
A little surprised at Ferris. I wonder if the call just was going that way, because usually when you get that blitz over the slot, you like to attack the blitz, because here's the man that is going to cover for this man coming in. If he would have gone the opposite way, I think he would have had a chance to pick up the first down. Throwing a little hitch with the tackle there is not going to pick up the yardage.
So they go for the field goal. Terrence Kitchens to attempt a 40-yarder.
Remember, a year ago, he had 7 of them blocked.
Not this year.
Oh.
He's been a different kicker as he nails that one. And it's 31-17 with 2:18 to go in the 3rd.
I really feel this is the most deceiving score on the scoreboard. It looks huge, but it's only 14 points.
Okay. I agree. It's only 14. Timeout. What a scoop.
This Thanksgiving weekend, the best movies. Yeah! The best commercials. To get you in the holiday spirit. Arnold Schwarzenegger, Sinbad. Thank you. Tim Allen.
How do I look? Nice.
And these guys. Jingle all the way the best holiday commercials and the Santa Claus ABC Thanksgiving weekend.
There's Mac Brown on the Texas sideline, making a notation there that he wants to look out on the far side. R.C. Slocum trying to keep his troops rallied here. You know, this is one of the great rivalries in college football, but I've always been struck by how friendly it is by the fans on both sides. It's amazing when you are in College Station or here in Austin, the respect that the fans seem to show each other. I guess it's because it's all in the state of Texas. Football is a passion here, like it is in several other big-time states, like Florida, where we were last week. It's that high kickoff to Williams, who had a fine return last time. And down at the 25-yard line. 6 o'clock in the East. We're at Royal Texas Memorial Stadium with a capacity crowd on hand. And a lot of fireworks here in the second half. Ferris for the Aggies to Jones for a touchdown. And then Sims right back. And he throws the touchdown to Sloan Thomas.
Two of the guys most of us weren't looking to make big plays have made big plays here in this game.
Yeah, isn't that the truth? There's the handoff now to Hodges Mitchell, who sprints out to the right. And Jamison comes up to make the stop, gain of about 3 yards. And then a penalty flag comes flying late. I don't know if there was a face mask grabbed over there or what, but did come flying. Against the horns, eh? So that'll be marched off. You know, Gary, you talked about Major Applewhite. We've discussed the situation, and we asked Chris about the relationship with the older quarterback. Here's what Chris had to say.
We're both competitors. We want to play, and we both want to do what's best for the team. And we're mature enough and old enough and wise enough to realize that that's the best thing for this situation.
They seem to be handling it well.
They do, and it's a big difference watching Chris Sims this year than when I watched him a year ago as he practiced. Major is not healthy. Let's be very clear right now. I watched him practice 2 days ago. He's still very gimpy. He's only going to play in this game under an emergency, and obviously in 31-17, it would take a drastic emergency for him to get in the game.
And he's a fine young man, student of the game. His father a big Alabama fan. That's why he's named Major. Here comes Hodges Mitchell and Jay Brooks, number 21, quickly up to make the stop.
Jay Brooks on the tackle for A&M.
Texas has been able to score points and quickly. 4 plays on the first drive and 3 plays on the last drive, and 3 touchdowns. And when your quarterback's hot and you're getting big plays, and I felt that the A&M defense could not give up big plays and win this football game, and they have given up some big plays, and that's really getting them behind here.
Hankwitz, defensive call for the Aggies. Sims throwing in underneath to Williams, who will not get the first down, but gets enough yards back that they can make it here after a 15-yard gain with their 3rd and 5 coming up. Let's check in with Jack.
Roy Williams says the biggest adjustment that he's had to make when he came to Texas versus the way he played football in high school was the playbook. He said back in high school we had 10, maybe 15 plays. He said, I get here, they hand me a book. My God, it's as big as Moby Dick.
You know,
he said, I really had to adjust to that real quick.
Jack, he played in a pretty good high school environment. Remember Friday Night Lights? That's where he's from.
Odessa. Yep.
That's a permanent. Here comes the blitz, picked up, pump fake down. Sims has got him wide open as Johnson. And a foot race for the end zone. That won't catch him. Touchdown. 70 yards. And Chris Sims is lighting up the Austin skies.
Well, all the freshman receivers now have chimed in with a touchdown here in the second half. 3 touchdown passes to 3 different freshman receivers. And you're going to be shocked when I tell you he missed his read on this one and throws a touchdown pass.
I am shocked that you would say that. Here's Stockton for the extra point. Blocked. It's a free ball. And quickly recovered. Remember, the defense can score a couple of points on that. And Bonovich got in and blocked it, number 30.
Right. I wanted to mention that 37-17 is not deceiving at all. That's a clear 20 points.
You're off the hook on that one, okay?
All right, here it is. Watch Chris. He's supposed to throw a hot pass to the outside right here. He doesn't do it, throws deep. He misses the hot read and throws the touchdown pass. Sometimes it's just going good when it's going good.
Just like Pops.
Yep. I love those. You get yelled at. You say, not much you can say to me, Coach. I just put 6 points on the board.
He now for the day, Sims, is 14 of 19 for 333 yards, 3 touchdowns, and no interceptions. You still think he's going to be redshirted?
No, I didn't think he was going to be redshirted if he had a good game today. And I told you when I watched him practice, he's vastly improved. And if you look at the way he throws the ball and how big, much bigger he is, what I worried about, Chris, is the environment here in Austin. He's playing behind a good player, and as long as Major Applewhite was doing well, Chris Sims brought up the point that, hey, if it doesn't work out, I'm willing to take a year off and further my career if that's what's best for the team. Who'd want a redshirt when you got receivers like this? They might leave.
That's exactly right. Now it's the Aggies' turn. Final minute here of the third quarter. Final 41 seconds, actually. On the ground, Toombs running hard to the 35-yard line. You know, you think of where the Longhorns might wind up this bowl season, and there's a lot of talk of the Holiday Bowl possibly down in San Diego, but whoever gets them coming off this game, they got a real draw, don't they? First of all, Texas fans travel, and secondly, it looks like they've got some big marquee names now too.
Well, Brent, you and I were both speculating they might be a BCS alive team, but we learned before the game that they had been released from the BCS rotation.
Harris going to go back downfield, got Goings high, incomplete, and he was defended by number 5, Ahmed Brooks. Nice play by Brooks.
You got to figure those Longhorns are really thinking of back now to that Stanford game.
Oh, I still don't understand that one. Right. You know, Oklahoma, I'm willing to throw Oklahoma out because, first of all, they're better than anybody thought they were. The Sooners are really a good football team. One of those days, you know,
happens.
Been there, done that. So you throw to 63.
Well, they got a punt block. They got in there. They had some guys nicked on the offensive line. They didn't have, you know, weren't ready to play with the young freshman receivers.
Second and 10 now, Gary. Going to set the screen with Toombs. Interesting call here. And Toombs with a first down across midfield. But it is hard to believe that Texas would lose to Stanford. A 15-yard gain. And, of course, without that, we would be talking about a BCS Bowl for the Longhorns here tonight.
Well, they did not have a very tough schedule this year, Texas. 95th rated schedule in college football. It looked to everyone was a schedule, including me. It was a schedule before we found out about Oklahoma that they had a legitimate chance at running the table. And then they go out there and lose to Stanford.
First down, Aggies. Here's Ferris. Penalty flag, and Quentin Jammer intercepts the pass at the 47. There is a penalty flag, however.
I think it's holding on A&M, though. Chris, I think Mark Ferris was trying to throw the ball away, and he threw it too close to the guy. Remember the new college rules? You could just sail it out of bounds. First down. Jammer to the outside. He's on Jones. Heady player Jammer is. He never leaves his guy and cuts right underneath a throw that I thought Ferris was trying to be too cute with a play to get rid of the ball.
The third quarter comes to an end. It was the Chris Sims show, and he had a lot of help from his friends. Roy Williams, the freshman from Odessa. Sloan Thomas, the freshman from Houston. And B.J. Johnson, the freshman from Grand Prairie, all chipped in with scores. Timeout.
This Saturday at Sears, we open extra early, and we've marked on prices extra low. From 8 until noon, take 10% off everything, even sale prices. So don't fool around. It's the most important time of the year.
Let's hear it for the lady. The one whose work is never done. Without you, none of us would even be here. Here's to you, Mom, from a car with the right stuff to get you through it all. Chevy Malibu, the car you depend on every day. Just like you, we'll be there.
think they're close? Look at that shave. That's total closeness from the new Remington TCT with total closeness technology. It's our best shave ever, even on the toughest spots. Remington TCT, total closeness or your money back.
Can I have my face back now?
In after-school programs, your kids will find the hero inside themselves. Let us know you on after-school programs in your area. Call 1-800-USA-LEARN.
Monday night is magic for Green Bay.
That was impossible.
Pack versus Panthers. Monday Night Football at 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific on ABC.
A person freezes in degrees. When your body temperature reaches 95 degrees, you tremble violently. At 88 degrees, 86 degrees, 85 degrees, you slip under. You appear to be dead.
Find out live. David Lane, ABC Wednesday at 10, 9 Central. It's the weekend. You can relax or make your home more beautiful than ever, as only Rooms to Go can. With extraordinary fashion at unbeatable prices and no payments until April 2002. At 9 p.m. Monday, our delayed payment finance offer is over, so don't hesitate. Get the furniture you want. Put no money down, make no payments, and pay no interest until April 2002. No tricks, no gimmicks. Rooms to Go actually pays the interest until then. Remember, this offer ends Monday at 9 p.m.
Exposing a local payphone scheme. Monday at 6 on Channel 2 Action News.
We start the final 15 minutes with Chris Sims back under center. Johnson the motion wide out. Play fake to Johnson, going to come deep. Sims fires middle, almost intercepted, and that one was forced a bit as Williams was triple covered.
I guess when you're on a roll, you just let it roll, huh? Look at
this rocket.
Yeah.
Brandon Helier Sr. checks in. And believe it or not, that is the first incompletion of this half thrown by Chris Sims.
Just got a note from the Texas statisticians that Chris Sims set a record for UT, 234 yards passing in a quarter. He broke Major Applewhite's record set against Stanford in last year. Ain't bad, 234 yards in one quarter.
I'd say. And 3 touchdowns. Let's not forget that. 8 of 9. Here's Hodges Mitchell.
A great play that time.
That's Ty Warren.
Yep.
Doing it again. Ty Warren has been a force on defense.
You can see it today, the wrecking crew, such pride, but it's been the big plays, the home run balls. The one thing that this A&M defense did not want to do is let those receivers get behind them and make big plays in the touch. They wanted them to catch the passes in front, make the tackles. They have not been able to do that.
Chris will be looking downfield again here. It's 3rd and 11 for the Horns. Got his man Johnson, got it. First down at the 22-yard line. That's 31 more yards for Sims.
You see the protection. You're going to see only a 3-man rush because you get a drop end right here coming from the outside. Just a 3-man rush. Sims has plenty of time. Just throws it in the seam. Is that pretty? Look at all this open territory right down in the middle, and that's what Chris saw.
We are starting to see, folks, why all the hype about this young man. Penn State, Ohio State, Tennessee, Texas. Why they all wanted to recruit Chris Sims.
Yeah, and why Mack was so tempted to play him, even though the Major was such a competent quarterback.
Yeah, this is a downfield arm, probably the most impressive I've seen since Drew Henson up at Michigan. I would rate those 2 downfield arms.
Well, yeah,
now,
Chris Winkie.
I don't want to overlook Chris.
Right, Chris.
You know, it's so easy to overlook that because of all the talent.
Right.
And Chris has been so sensational the last couple of years at Florida
But
State.
I think you've got the 3 arms right there in college football.
Here's Sims under center.
Oh, now he's going to start audible.
Now
here we go.
We can do the whole package. The blitz comes late, picked up, fired, deflected, incomplete. Crowd wants a flag.
Yeah, it was
Cornelius Anthony. It was deflected, and so there's no interference. Once the pass, there is a flag, and I would guess that
the back judge has to throw the flag because he has to now find out if it was tipped. So that's the proper interpretation by the back judge.
Hey, pick it up.
Tipped, no foul. Third down.
Well, you can see Chris Sims reads it. He's got the right play on this time, but just as he lets the ball go, you're going to get one of those hands up front. Right there, just tipped the ball. Nice play that time.
Anthony went back.
Yeah, Cornelius Anthony, the linebacker, squatting right in that little slant area.
Third down, Montrell Flowers joins the 3 wideouts out to the left. He hasn't joined in the second half fun here for Texas. Third down run, and Hodges Mitchell darts and makes his way inside the 15-yard line. Fine looking runners. We check in with Jack Arute.
Back in.
Sounds like we got a little microphone problem down there. We'll get that.
He's been hanging around that cannon too much. There's a lot of points been going off. The cannon has been going off, and smartly now, Mac Brown is going to take 3 points with a 20-point lead right here and get it at least more than 3 touchdowns.
I guess, Gary, that would make it a 23, right?
You got it.
It's a 32-yard kick here for Chris Stockton. Nailed it. So the 32-yarder officially is good, and it is 40-17 Texas.
Yeah, it's called The Legend of Zelda, and there's this renegade moon that comes crashing into the earth. But that was Grandma.
And you've got a video game to play, mister.
We're all counting on you, son.
Sorry, I've got to go save the world.
Drink Dr. Pepper and enter our sweepstakes for a chance to win the ultimate video game room. Instant win prizes include a Nintendo 64 game system, the new Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask game, and free Dr. Pepper.
The moon's not getting any further away, genius.
Play like there's no tomorrow.
Mom, Dad, hey, it's me, Steve. This year, to avoid any confusion, I'm putting my wish list on video. All I want is a computer. Now, hold on, Dad. It's just $849 for all this. A Dell computer, speakers, monitor, 1-year AOL membership, an Intel Pentium 3 processor, which is awesome. I even cleared space for it. And Dell will throw in a free DVD upgrade. And Dad, I know how much you'll love free stuff. Mom, Dell's won more awards for service and support than any other computer company. And you don't even have to leave the house. All you have to do is call or go online. Anywho, happy holidays, your son, Steven.
Get what you want this holiday. A great computer with an Intel Pentium 3 processor and a free gift. All for $849. Call or go to Dell4me.com now.
It has the DNA of giants in its sheet metal. Cars that raced on fields of honor. It has motor oil for blood and a 250 horsepower heart. Because 50 years ago, like today, there were just 2 kinds of cars on the road. Those that pass and those that get past. Chrysler 300M, the most powerful V6 sports sedan in its class. Now, during the Chrysler holiday sale, lease the 300M for $399 a month.
Tonight, what's a guy to do when the girl he loves goes out on a date with his best friend? That's one solution. A new 2 Guys and a Girl. See you tonight on ABC.
Texas scores in every quarter, and with that field goal, Stockton has kicked 21. That is a new single-season record here for the Longhorns. So Chris Stockton is another one of the seniors. We pointed out some fellows who will be missed by this Longhorn team next year. And he'll be missed. Sometimes that kicking game can betray you a little bit if you can't replace a good one like Stockton. He nails this kickoff deep, and the Aggies say we're going to bring it on out. It's Whitaker. Not a good decision. Down at the 11-yard line. We check in with Jack Arute. Jack.
Well, Brent, you're going to take a look at a young man that is fulfilling his lifelong dream. Number 40, Bradford Hermes always wanted to play for the Texas Longhorns. He's hearing impaired. In fact, they have to bring someone to sign the international sign language for Bradford to the games and to practice. Coach Mac Brown was so taken by Bradford's desires, he let him walk on, and he won a spot on the scout team. Bradford Hermes has been adopted by this Longhorn team. Happy Thanksgiving to the Longhorns and to Bradford. They have a lot to be thankful for.
Yeah, isn't that a nice warm
Yeah, I watched him out there in practice, and had the signs going around. His own teammates have learned to help him, too, with the calls.
Burris snaps this one off to Taylor. And Taylor's to the 20-yard line on first down. Sean Rogers comes back to make the play for the Longhorns. We noticed that about both of these defensive tackles, Hampton and Rogers. They can both get back to the line of scrimmage and haul you down from behind. Oh, there's some NFL teams drooling over these two big fellas. That's a tough position, Gary, to find.
It absolutely is. And it's one of the major differences between the college game and the NFL game is the athletic ability of those defensive tackles in the big leagues.
Second down. Two deep safeties. Harris sprinting. And one hops it. And it'll be third down.
And he wishes he would have done that last time.
Yeah. Instead he let Jammer, Quentin Jammer, number 6, who has had quite an afternoon here for the Texas Longhorns. Once was a safety. Now he's a hard-hitting corner. And he unloads time after time. He'll break passes up, and he'll also make a pick. What an afternoon for Quentin.
He really has. And that was one of the key injuries they suffered a year ago that really hit the Longhorns when he went out the first game of the year against North Carolina State.
3rd and 2. First down, Whitaker. Fumble! And the Horns think they've got it, and they do. Whitaker had the first down, lost the ball as he was being tackled. And it was recovered by Roderick Babers.
Richard Whitaker, a freshman running back, gets into the secondary, gets a first down, and Brooks puts his helmet right on the football as Whitaker's turning. Sometimes that's not, to me, a careless fumble. That just happens sometimes when you're trying to get a few extra yards, and it's all going the Longhorns' way right now, obviously.
The 4th turnover of this game by the Aggies. And you get the feeling that the Horns are trying to wash away the memory of that debacle against Oklahoma here. First down and 10. And here's Sims pulling out. Got it complete inside the 15-yard line. Sloan Thomas.
Brent, you know we've had a number of coaches, defensive coordinators, whisper to us that we don't know if this guy is good enough. Well, red alert, he's good enough, and he's going to be, well, it's good. Burnt orange alert, he's good enough, and he's going to be around here for 2 more years throwing balls just like that. He was impressive watching him in a completely different confidence level than he was a year ago when he had to start for Major Applewhite.
He's thrown for 383 yards against the Wrecking Crew. Mitchell dances to the 9-yard line. Anthony, who's been active. ABC Sports presentation of college football brought to you by Chrysler. We're reinventing the passion for driving. Dr. Pepper and your local Dr. Pepper bottler. Dr. Pepper makes the world taste better. Dell and Thrifty Car Rental. The car you want, the service you expect, all at a low rate. Just what you want, just Thrifty. Imagine there are some of those Dell folks here at this game today. Austin, Texas company, been very successful in that computer industry, haven't they? Second down now. And here's Hodges, and he is hit in the backfield by Ty Warren.
What a
He's
game.
had a big league game. He's been their MVP here.
He really has. Warren and Edwards and Flemings, the front 3 up there, have done a nice job when they've had an opportunity to do it. They've even on the touchdown pass. Remember Warren hit Sims on the touchdown pass? They've been in there. They just have not been able to stop the ball in the secondary.
Well, here's third down coming up.
going up against some pretty good football players, too, Davis and Williams, and he's been having a good game against them, the two big tackles.
Sims. Head protection. Fumble. And did they whistle it incomplete?
I think they
yes,
did.
They did. Whistled it incomplete at the 6-yard line. Looked for a moment like he might have had possession. But the officials we've noticed this year have been pretty consistent on that. When that ball's coughed up, the benefit of the doubt goes on an incompletion. So here comes Chris Stockton trotting onto the field. This would be number 22 of the season. That's a 30-yarder. Trying to add to his own record. This one from 30 yards out. Nice snap. But he does slide it through. Good work by the holder, Trahan. One of the backup quarterbacks did a nice job with what was not a perfect snap. 43-17. Timeout.
Looking to save more and spend less this holiday season? With the Chrysler Holiday Sale, you can do just that. Because now you can save over $5,100 when you buy a new 2000 Concorde LX with 0% financing. Or choose a low $259 lease on the award-winning 2001 Sebring LX sedan. So take advantage of the Chrysler Holiday Sale today for savings that let you spend more on a real holiday priority, yourself.
Chili's Ranch Hand Filet. Flame grilled and served with awesome blossom strings. It's made for men and women who ride the range or who are just tired of cooking on one.
Dr. Pepper, you make the world taste better, yeah. You make the world taste better. You feel good. You make all right.
Introducing Chili's baby back ribs. To go.
I think it's going to be about a yard short. Bring it up 4th and 1.
Get in, get out, get on with your life.
Chris Sims has thrown for almost 400 yards here and 3 touchdowns. Gary, what impresses you the most about his progress?
I think it's his belief in himself. You know, I talked to him and he said he knows he's getting better. He knew it would eventually happen. And he just kept believing that if he worked hard, eventually it would. And when you have that kind of talent, I think it's easy to believe, don't you think?
Exactly.
I mean, you see you throw the ball the way he throws it. I mean, it's always nice to watch talented players finally emerge. When I did the scouting report on him, I said he had untapped potential, and I think you see it. It's on court today, and it's not going back in the bottle now.
Stockton drives this one out of the end zone. It'll come out on the 20-yard line. 9:20. Let me remind you now tomorrow, and this is one you want to tune into tomorrow. 3:30 Eastern. The Fighting Irish of Notre Dame will go up against USC. Head coach Bob Davie has this team in line for a possible BCS bid to the Tostitos Fiesta Bowl, but they must handle USC tomorrow. And as coach told us on the phone a short time ago, that has not been easy going into Los Angeles with big bowl bids on the line. They've lost the last couple of times to the Trojans. And remember, the Trojans put 38 on UCLA last week. So that figures to be a good one. Keith Jackson will be there, incomplete, along with Tim Brandt. So you'll enjoy that tomorrow afternoon on ABC.
Well, Notre Dame had a couple of tight wins, but their 2 tight losses have been the amazing ones. Michigan State on a last play of the game, 4th and 10, and then overtime against Nebraska.
Yeah,
amazing.
Remember the overtime. The
Absolutely.
3rd down pass
Yes.
by Crouch was about 3rd and 10.
Exactly.
When he hit that, then he danced into the end zone to win it in overtime.
Now, they've had some close wins also, but boy, those 2 losses were tough to take for them.
2nd down and 10 off the blitz. They drop off now. Screen pass for a 1st down, and he put it in the hands of Joe Weber. Time permits, stay tuned for the Thrifty Car Rental postgame report featuring scores and highlights from across the country. So it's 43-17, pretty one-sided in Texas' favor. The storyline of this game has been Chris Sims and the job that he has pulled off.
Chris Sims, obviously the lead story, and I think the other story is those talented freshman receivers for Texas also.
Deflected and caught by Greg Porter on the deflection. No first down on that play. It was deflected by Lewis. So we are at Austin, Texas with Jack Arute, Gary Danielson. I am Brent Musburger as the Texas Longhorns closing in on a 9-2 regular season. And a bid to a bowl game will be forthcoming, perhaps the Holiday Bowl. There's several good matchups around the country. Slide it out, incomplete. And let's check in with John Saunders in New York. John.
Well, Brent, it's time for the Burger King play of the day. Colorado and Nebraska, the 2-point conversion. Craig Oaks to Javon Green. But then Nebraska marches right back down the field after the squib. Josh Brown, 29-yard game-winning field goal. Brent, you questioned that before. That squib kick came back to bite them. Brent.
Yeah, it sure did, John. And hey, the coaches know better than I do, but I wondered about it as Ferris drops it off. Now Whittaker dances free to the 49-yard line. First down.
Nice job by Tango McCauley that time. The big left tackle got out there on that screen and walled his guy inside so Whittaker could squeeze up. The other thing watching Texas here, Brent, is gives you an idea of the depth of the Big 12 conference this year. I think it's the best conference in college football this year. Pac-10, I think Pac-10 has a legitimate argument.
I like the Pac-10 this year.
I do, but I think that the strength of the top teams here in the Big 12, I think they're top heavy with great football teams.
Incomplete. It will be second down and 10. Kevin Weiberg, the commissioner of the Big 12, dropped by at halftime for a few words. He, of course, is very happy about how the conference has played this year. And I want to remind everybody that tonight, ABC invites you to start a new tradition with the special family editions of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. See parents and their kids go for $1 million tonight, 9, 8 Central on ABC. Regis, he's already got a few million, hasn't he? That show's on fire again.
When are they going to feature analysts in college football want to be a millionaire go on that show?
Second down and 10. And this one's thrown long. So it will be third down. Coming up, you know, speaking of Regis, he'll be watching Notre Dame. You know, huge Notre Dame football
Watched his
fan.
show this morning, and he was all nervous about the game, talking about how they'd gone out there before and lost to USC.
Yeah, but it's a toughie out there. In fact, Dick Vermeil worked that game with me. It was Lou Holtz's last game.
Oh, yep.
Missed an extra point in that game, went to overtime, and the Trojans won it. Always
Did he ever do anything after that game, Dick Vermeil?
Or whatever happened to him? Timeout.
Big on taste, but low on cash? Try the new 99-cent BK Cravers menu from Burger King. 8 mouth-watering choices at an unbelievable price. Like the delicious flame-broiled Bullseye Barbecue Deluxe Burger, tasty chicken tender sandwich, or cheesy mozzarella sticks. Just 99 cents every day at Burger King, where you can get great-tasting food every day. Got the urge?
For a great car at a great rate, call or click Thrifty.
Looking to save more and spend less this holiday season? With the Jeep Holiday Sale, you can do just that. Because now, when you buy a 2001 Grand Cherokee with 4.9% financing, you can save up to $29.39 in finance charges. Or on Cherokee Sport, save up to $30.36 in finance charges with 3.9% financing. So take advantage of the Jeep Holiday Sale today for savings that let you spend more on a real holiday priority, yourself. Check one out at your Jeep dealer.
For a great car at a great rate, call or click Thrifty.
Tonight, Lori's dating a younger man. Guess who Norm's dating?
Hi, Mom. I'm not the father, am I?
It's Norm at a special time tonight at 8:30, 7:30 Central on ABC.
10 Third and 10 for Texas A&M here with 8 minutes to go. Corners drop off. And blazing in is Nathan Basher, a backup corner on a blitz. He takes him down.
Sometimes it helps to line up with the wrong side and then come over right before the snap when no one sees you and come in on the blitz. That's the best way to do it. Basher lined up on the right, and somebody said, "You're on the wrong side." He gets on the right side, and he blitzes in there for the sack. There's 4 true freshmen that are playing on this defense. We talked about the receivers, but that's one of 4 true freshmen that are playing for this Longhorn defense in this game.
Skates the punt. Skates the punt for the Aggies. Hodges Mitchell with a fair catch at the 14-yard line. So that's a 43-yard punt. You know, we've talked about this rivalry and the respect that these two schools have for each other. And the person who really talks about that quite a bit is the head coach of the Aggies, R.C. Slocum. Here's what he had to say.
We've managed over the years to stay above the real intense hatred kind of a thing. We respect Texas. We don't hate them. I've never coached my players to hate them. We respect them, and that's motivation enough.
That's the way that all rivalries in sports should be.
Absolutely. And this team's going to be a very good team next year. Remember, Ferris, Toombs, Ferguson all have an option to come back and play for this team next year.
Hodges Mitchell on the carry, and Jared Penwright is there.
Let's go back and take a look at what we thought was going to be the interesting part of this game. Keep it simple. Go to your play to your quarterback, pitch and catch, assignment sound. They did both of that, but here's the thing right here. Keep him in front and get in his head. They did neither of that. They weren't able to put any pressure on Chris Sims, and they allowed big plays. They didn't force Sims to march it down the field with small throws.
Toss play to Hodges Mitchell. Daylight, first down, Horns. Let's check in with John Saunders. John.
Brent, in the SEC, LSU and Arkansas, Josh Booty back to pass. Quentin Caver steps in front and goes 33 yards unmolested to the end zone for a touchdown. Arkansas had a 7-0 lead, and they win it 14-3. Brent.
Yeah, you know, Josh Booty had been playing a little bit better as we take a look at the possession chart there. 4 consecutive touchdowns and 2 field goals. That's pretty successful in 6 possessions in the second half. And Mitchell is hit hard in the hole at the 26-yard line by Penwright again.
Nice halftime adjustments. Greg Davis, 30 years college coach, one of the fine offensive coordinators that Mac Brown hired. Of course, Carl Reese is his defensive coordinator. And Greg Davis said about his young receivers, he said, they're the best I've seen in 30 years of college coaching. These freshman receivers, Roy Williams and B.J. Johnson.
First and 10 line is brought to you by Pacific Life. And draw play with Hodges Mitchell. And he's just short of the 30-yard line. Now, Hodges Mitchell on the day has carried 23 times for 85 yards. That's his production here today. So Aggies have done a pretty good job against him, and we check in with Jackaroo.
Brent, I want to take you back to this game in 1998. A young man was sitting back in Franklin Lakes, New Jersey, settled back after a good Thanksgiving, and watched the game on ABC. He watched Ricky Williams set the all-time rushing record. He watched Texas come from behind. That, according to Chris Sims, is when he decided finally he wanted to become a Longhorn.
Third down. There's the draw again. The Horns content to work away on that clock and then send the punter onto the field.
Right, that story's got to drive the Tennessee, Penn State, Ohio State people nuts. They spent thousands of dollars to recruit him, and all they had to do was throw a tape on of you doing a call of Ricky Williams.
That was some afternoon
yeah,
when Williams smashed the record.
Give the credit to Fauci on that one.
Yeah, sure. He deserves it. Stockton.
Mickey Jones back to the
watch out, Halo.
And he breaks the tackle. They won't take the penalty. They'll take the return.
They're going to
get a beautiful return.
They'll get the penalty,
they
too.
Violated the halo on it, didn't they? A 16-yard return that time, Gary.
Well, they'll get both. They'll get 5 yards tacked on the end of it, too.
And deservedly so.
Absolutely.
That was interfering with... I hear from a lot of officials that they think that rule is going to be changed next year. I know there's been a lot of criticism.
On the defense, that penalty is declined.
Oh, sure.
First down.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Well,
A very good job by me.
Well,
I'm going to have to go to official school.
well, we'll take a break. It's 43-17 home.
Looking to save more and spend less this holiday season? With the Jeep Holiday Sale, you can do just that. Because now, when you buy a 2000 Grand Cherokee with low 0.9 financing, you can save up to $53.25 in finance charges. Or on a 2001 model, save up to $29.39 in finance charges with 4.9% financing. So take advantage of the Jeep Holiday Sale today for savings that let you spend more on a real holiday priority, yourself. Check one out at your Jeep dealer.
Hello? Hello? Hello?
Happy birthday to me.
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never lets you down.
Hello?
Security. Make it a Bud Light.
Mom,
Michael, try this.
Mom, we're not going to be able to... I've been using cellular.
What?
You fell for that?
You brought static into the house.
I got rid of it.
Did they teach you at college?
No, I got this free and clear thing.
You're just like your uncle.
It's different. They're all digital, and their long distance is real. It's nationwide, so you can call from anywhere to anywhere in the country, and there's no extra charge.
No charge?
No, that makes sense.
Sprint PCS, 1,500 minutes with nationwide long distance for just $34.99.
Next Saturday, Championship Saturday, and our triple-header kicks off at 1 Eastern with Marshall taking on Western Michigan for the MAC Championship. Then at 4:30 Eastern, Auburn will battle Florida for the SEC Championship presented by Dr. Pepper. And at 8 Eastern, it'll be the Dr. Pepper Big 12 Championship. Top-ranked Oklahoma takes on Kansas State, all here on ABC, home of the Bowl Championship Series. 1st and 10 for the Aggies. Last 4 minutes. It'll be 2nd down and 10. And of course, last year in a very emotional game down at College Station, the Aggies rallied in the 2nd half against Mac Brown's Texas Longhorns and won it down the stretch. And in that game, Chris Sims started but couldn't finish. Major Applewhite, despite that upset stomach, came back on the field and tried to pull it out, but R.C. Slocum and the Aggies, of course, were playing in the shadow of that tragedy in which 12 students were killed down there, and that was one of the big wins in Aggie history. A lot of emotion, and of course there were a lot of memories and memorial services down there this week in honor of those students who died tragically.
5 yards, replay, down.
The game winner was Randy McCown last year. As we take a look back, Baumgartner with the catch, and this will long live in Aggie lore as one of the big plays in their glorious history down there. This one a tough afternoon, I'm sure, for Aggie fans, in the little ray of sunshine with that memory there for them. And it's 2nd down and 15. Harris pulls out. He's going to drop it in underneath to Jones. Jones been a pretty good looking receiver.
He really has.
You know that?
He hasn't done a good job in this game, and playing in place. He probably is getting the snaps that Robert Ferguson would have gotten, and he's done a good job with it. 3rd and long again, and you can see this Texas defense has been able to stay with the receivers all game. No, just one big play, the long touchdown pass to Jones.
3rd down. There's the 1st down, and the clock is stopped, and we come down toward the 3-minute mark here. 17-yard gain. Chance to thank all the folks who brought you college football this season. The executive producer of ABC Sports is Howard Katz. The executive producer of ABC's College Football, John Filippelli. The director of production, Bob Toms. The coordinating producer and the producer of today's game, Bob Goodrich. And our director is Larry Camp. As Ferris brings the Aggies up to the line of scrimmage. Stands and delivers to the running back Whitaker. Is down to 35. And of course a big thank you to the crew that was here today in Austin, Texas. The fellas on our ABC broadcast crew away from their families on the traditional Thanksgiving holiday, and we certainly appreciate all of their efforts here. Technical director is Mark Poling, associate producer Mitch Green, the associate director is Brian Fay, the production manager Joe Kemp, technical manager is Mark Tower. 2nd down and 8. And Ferris. The sideline. Goings has got it at the 12-yard line. A nice catch.
A courageous catch, because he knew he was going to get nailed on that play from Brown.
That's a 24-yard gain.
Watch Goins this time. He knows as the ball's laid up just over Jammer's head, he can feel that safety. He peeked inside, and he had the courage to stay with it, knowing he was going to get a helmet right in the back. Great job by Goins.
He's the speedster. That press coverage from the horns again. Ferris fires incomplete, and Jammer was all over the wide receiver Jones that time. I mean, number 6 jumped him at the 5-yard line. Now a penalty flag has been thrown by the referee. Nathan Vasher,
yep, and the big tackle that time.
Taylor Whitley were engaging one another afterwards. Vasher, you know, coming in and blitzing on just about every play.
Yeah. Whitley had Vasher 20 yards behind the play, blocking him that time.
Second down and 10. Final 2 minutes. The Horns with 10 men on the field. They got to use a timeout. They got a substitution problem, so they'll take a timeout, and that'll give us an opportunity to tell you about today's Chevrolet players of the game. Certainly no surprise for Texas. Young Chris Sims, and for Texas A&M, their outstanding defensive lineman Ty Warren. And a recognition of their efforts, Chevrolet will make a $1,000 contribution to each University General Scholarship Fund. Warren with 7 tackles, and Chris Sims today 16 of 24 for 383 yards, 3 touchdowns, and Warren.
Here's where they both met. That was a touchdown for Texas. Sims says, I'll take one of those hits, and then point to mom and dad in the stands with a tremendous second-half football game.
And, you know, finally, very special thanks to the fellows up here in the booth who help us. Roger Riley on the stats.
All right.
And the Move Man, Brian Mobilson, the Wolverine, up here at the spotter, and down in the truck we've got Ross Malloy and Notes himself, David Fowler, Craig Rothberg also on the stats. And you know, back in New York, a couple of fellas, Ben Keeperman and Rich Shamella, working at research department. I would tell you, my partner Gary Danielson works them overtime, but they always come through.
A lot of reading, right? They give us everything you could possibly want, and all you got to do is read it all.
Caught. Jones again, just inside the 10-yard line. The seconds continue to tick away on the Aggies. And, of course, we get a lot of help from the schools, too, ladies and gentlemen. Down at Texas A&M, Alan Cannon, AC himself, and here at Texas, John Bianco. It's always nice to catch up with those fellows.
Well, Brent, you mentioned it. Texas has a lot of turkey coming back, great players, but they lose a little stuffing inside those 2 big tackles, don't they?
They sure do. And, incomplete, and now we'll come down to the last gasp here for Texas A&M with 1:11 to go. Well, I think we have seen why Texas is going to be one of the highly rated teams, though, going into next season. Don't you agree, partner?
I picked them to be highly rated this year. They were number 5 and highly thought of by a lot of people before they lost to Stanford early in the year, and you can see the talent they have. 3 great recruiting classes by Mac Brown here, and they're starting to really come on.
So here's 4th down. The fade is incomplete, and it'll be Longhorns football to run the clock out for the last 1:07. They'll sound the trumpets in Austin. The Horns are tacking up another one. They'll go to 9-2 on the season, and looking forward to their bowl game. The Aggies will be 7-4. They too will undoubtedly move on in the bowl season. We'll have to wait to see how that all unfolds.
Well, the city of Austin was looking for 2 big wins this weekend. They got one.
Yeah, they're still waiting on that other one. Well, there may be some kind of a preliminary decision this weekend in that one, though.
Is there any, like, sudden death overtime in this thing? Or
I think they're going into it.
Yeah.
Well, here it is now. The Longhorns, led by Chris Sims, turn in an impressive victory over their arch rivals, the Texas A&M Aggies. And there will be players on both sides shake hands afterwards. A lot of these fellas actually played together on the same high school teams, and Mac Brown was trying to recruit them, and they played against each other. Texas, one of the great football states in the nation, and there's a lot of good friends out there on the field competing in this game as Sims takes it.
Texas lined up an illegal formation. Had 5 men in the backfield.
You're not going to penalize them for that, Gary, are you?
Well, they threw the flag. I'm just telling you, they threw the flag.
Ball start offense, 5 yards.
Yeah,
Yes.
You got to get that victory formation down right. You're only allowed 4. You got to have 7 men on the line of scrimmage.
Goodness.
We'll make them go 1 more. Believe me, I wanted to go in over 2.
And I think you and Jack Arute will be able to catch your airplane, too. Huh?
Been a great football game.
Yeah, it's been a great season. And this one's always one of the better ones to be around, Texas and Texas A&M. And Phil here able to enjoy what his son did. That was awfully nice.
Chris is waiting for the clock, and he doesn't realize the game clock is stopped. Chris doesn't have anything to wait for.
It's running down. The game clock's going down. And that's it. That'll do it. Texas beats the Aggies 43-17 as Sims goes 16-24 for 383 yards, 3 touchdowns and no interceptions. RC and Mac Brown meet. There's Chris Sims with one of the backup quarterbacks, Young Mock. Let's check in with Jack Arute. Jack?
Well, Chris Sims, congratulations.
Thanks a lot. It was great. I had a lot of fun. We started off slow, but we got off to a good second half, and I'm real excited.
Does this vanquish the demons from this game last year for you?
Oh, definitely. I mean, I wanted this game bad, and, you know, last year as a freshman, I made some stupid freshman mistakes, but I redeemed myself today.
Chris, every time you scored today, as you ran up the field, you pointed to the stands. We know you pointed to. What were you trying to tell your dad?
I was just pointing to my dad and mom, being like, yeah, we did it finally. It's about time I did it, so it was good. I'm just so happy.
Congratulations.
Thanks a lot.
Jack, thank you very much. Sims and Texas win it 43-17. ABC Sports is online at ESPN.com. Keyword ABC College Football. We've had a great time. Hope you've enjoyed it. Right now, we're going to send you to New York with John Saunders and Terry Bowden. Take it away, John.
All right, Brent, thanks a lot. So Texas, after a victory like this, has to be looking back at some other games earlier this season where they really got blown out and steamrolled. But this is pointing ahead towards next season. A little coming out party here.
That's right. Mac Brown, I tell you, after Oklahoma, when they lost that game, it was devastating. But Mac Brown led this team back. They had 6 straight victories. Chris Sims, I'm telling you, you saw the opening of the birth of a great quarterback, I think.
And Major Applewhite, who's been terrific during his career at Texas, has to wonder about next year looking at these numbers And Chris Sims talked about erasing the demons of last year. I mean, that's more than erasing them. That's just stomping all over their graves and dancing along the way. Stick around. When we come back, the Thrifty Car Rental post-game report in just a moment. Once again, Texas big over Texas A&M.
There is a better way to have fun with history. Visit americaslibrary.gov. Log on, play around, learn something.
Tonight, 2 Guys and a Girl and Norm are back. To back with all new episodes.
I think you know what that means.
It means this is going to be fun. First, how does a guy stop the girl he loves from dating his best friend? That's one solution. Then, Lori's dating a younger guy. Guess who Norm's dating?
Hi, Mom. I'm not the father, am I?
Norm, at a special time, after 2 Guys and a Girl. See you tonight on ABC.
I got to apologize to all those things I did to your mother there.
Can you smile, you? Jeremy, will you stop playing with your presents and get into the picture, please? I'm not going to ask you again. Jeremy.
Come to Lowe's for hundreds of name brand tools they won't be able to put down. Like a DeWalt 12-volt cordless drill, a Black & Decker pivot screwdriver, or a Delta 10-inch miter saw. Lowe's. Great gifts, great prices.
Lowe's is now open in Conyers.
Exciting. Desirable. Impressive. Innovative. Comfortable. Rewarding. And we're just talking about the lease. Lease an Accord LX from Honda for $239 a month for 39 months. Now we'll talk about the car. Exciting. Desirable. Impressive.
Man, I'm fat. I need to work on these abs. 1, 2, 3. Hold it. That's harder than I thought. Okay. Give me a second. Okay. And 4. That's it. I'm done.
The giant pandas at Zoo Atlanta. Have you seen them?
Yep, I'm going to be buff.
Fire safety reports at your kid's school, Monday at 5 on Channel 2 Action News.
The Thrifty Car Rental postgame report. Great cars, great rates at over 1,200 locations worldwide. Thrifty Car Rental.
For a great car at a great rate, call or click Thrifty.
And welcome back to the Thrifty Car Rental postgame report. John Saunders and Terry Bowden. The first part of our doubleheader here today, Nebraska against Colorado. And what a game this one was, down to the final play of the game. Now it's 31-30 Nebraska. 2-point conversion. Oaks to Javon Green. Colorado has the lead. It comes back to the final play of the game. Josh Brown, 29 yards out, knocks in the field goal. What you didn't see there was, after the 2-point conversion, when Colorado had grabbed the 1-point lead, they went for the squib kick. They didn't squib it very far, though.
That's right. They're going to be second-guessing Gary Barnett a long time on the squib kick. He should have called his kicker, be sure to kick this ball to the goal line. Squib high, squib over the front wall's heads. Make sure it goes deep because we got to make them drive the field. Of course, he didn't. He kicked a short squib kick. Did not get the right instruction, and man, did that cost them because they drove down and kicked the field goal to win the game.
As another coach once said to me, though, I did tell him to do that. He just didn't do that.
You know, when you lose, your team just finds ways to lose. They've lost, the 8th game this year. Colorado really is playing for next year. Their team is young. They should have a fine team next year.
Important game, though, for Nebraska. Take a look. These are the BCS automatic bids. 4 of the 6 that are in. Florida State, Miami, Purdue, and Washington will likely meet in the Rose Bowl, though Washington could play in the FedEx Orange Bowl. Nebraska at 9-2, looking at an at-large berth, but they need Oklahoma to win, or Oklahoma would likely slip in front of them.
That's right. They do not want to have Oklahoma lost because that would be tough because Kansas State and Oklahoma get in by BCS at-large, plus the championship in Kansas State. So what they're looking for now are these other important games.
Notre Dame tomorrow, 3:30 Eastern time against USC. If they win that, that's 9 victories, and they likely would be in the BCS. We'll see you tomorrow.
What an extraordinary performance.
How about the Stanley Cup?
This is the Indianapolis 500.
Best final round ever. Touchdown, touchdown.
presentation of ABC Sports, continuing the tradition of excellence.
Tonight, it's the final night of a special family edition of Millionaire.
Do you have a girlfriend?
No.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm sure. Final answer.
This is the respect you get from kids.
When parents and their kids go for $1 million.
How far can this kid carry your father?
Who Wants to Be a Millionaire Family Edition continues tonight at 9/8 Central on ABC.
Exposing a local payphone scheme. Monday at 6 on Channel 2 Action News.
This is the Georgia Lottery Cash 3 Evening Drawing.
It's Friday, November 24th. I'm Carol Blackman. We are live from Atlanta for tonight's Cash 3 Evening Drawing, certified by Clay Irwin of KPMG. Join me tonight at 11 o'clock for the big game drawing. You could win $39 million. No one matched all 5 numbers in last night's Fantasy 5 drawing, so more than $133,000 rolls over for tonight's top prize. And tomorrow night's Lotto Georgia jackpot is worth an estimated annuitized $3 million to a single winner. Now let's draw tonight's Cash 3 numbers. We have 3 machines each with balls number 0 through 9. As they mix, let's draw the numbers. First we have 0. Next we have 1. And that's followed by 8. Congratulations. You win if you have the right combination of the numbers 0, 1, 8. Join us every evening at 6:59 for Cash 3 right here on your exclusive station for the Georgia Lottery Drawings. I'll see you later.
The future of flight and how it will affect you. Tomorrow at 11 on Channel 2 Action News. Live, local, late breaking. Now, coverage you can count on. This is Channel 2 Action News.
There have been a number of court rulings over Florida's votes. Now the U.S. Supreme Court is getting involved in the legal fight over who should become the next president of the United States. And the latest on the Florida vote recount, our top story on Channel 2 Action News. Good evening, I'm John Pruitt.
And I'm Monica Kaufman. The U.S. Supreme Court has agreed to hear George W. Bush's request to stop all hand recounts in the Florida vote. Here is the latest. The High Court will consider whether Florida's Supreme Court overstepped its authority in ordering the Secretary of State to accept hand recount. Florida's Secretary of State says she will certify a winner in the state's presidential vote on Sunday evening, shortly after the deadline passes for counties to submit their tallies. And the Bush campaign is trying to get a Leon County judge to get involved in the issue of overseas military ballots. Channel 2's Carol Sparge is live in our Satellite News Center with more on today's developments. Carol.
Well, Monica, this is a victory for George W. Bush. The U.S. Supreme Court could have stayed out of the whole Florida mess. Instead, it's agreeing to hear one of Bush's appeals that is trying to keep out manually counted ballots in Florida. The Supreme Court has scheduled to hear arguments on December 1st. Meanwhile, as the recounting continues, Bush's unofficial lead in Florida has dropped to 712. Republicans protest in Broward County, one of 2 Florida counties where manual recounts are still underway. Those Republicans got good news late this afternoon. The U.S. Supreme Court will hear arguments on whether to overturn the Florida Supreme Court's decision that allowed hand recounts to be added to the state's vote total. That hearing will come 5 days after Sunday's state Supreme Court deadline for the totals. Al Gore's lawyers argued this shouldn't be decided by the U.S. Supreme Court.
In fact, I think the right answer is that it is a matter of Florida law. There ought to be one standard. The Florida Supreme Court sets that standard. This is not a matter for the United States Supreme Court.
Democrats also attacked Republicans, saying they were behind aggressive protests last Wednesday in Miami-Dade County. Shortly afterwards, the county stopped its recount.
This is a time to honor the rule of law, not surrender to the rule of the mob.
Republicans leveled their own criticisms. Speaking in Florida, Bob Dole blamed Democrats for the discounting of some military ballots.
We're throwing out military votes on technicalities while we're over here divining votes what somebody intended to do when they have no idea what they intended to do.
Florida's Secretary of State has said she'll certify votes Sunday, about an hour after the 5 p.m. deadline. But Gore's attorneys have already said they'll be back in court Monday, challenging the state Supreme Court's decision not to make Miami-Dade County resume its recount. So the legal battles are far from over. Aides to Gore say the U.S. Supreme Court decision to get involved in the Florida dispute may buy Gore some more time. The U.S. Supreme Court hearing is scheduled at 10 a.m. next Friday. And remember, Florida's deadline to choose its electors is December 12th.
We are live from the Satellite News Center. Carol Sparge, Channel 2 Action News.
And the countdown continues. Thank you very much, Carol.
Republican supporters lined Peachtree Road in Buckhead today to protest the Florida recount. About half a dozen people carried signs near Lenox Square urging Americans to stand up and speak out against what they call an injustice in Florida. They're angry that all counties are not being recounted in Florida and upset that some overseas ballots were thrown out. The group says it will protest every day at noon until the election is called.
Republican vice presidential candidate Dick Cheney is out of the hospital tonight. Cheney was hospitalized Wednesday after complaining of chest pains. Doctors later said it was a mild heart attack. Cheney has been told he can resume his regular schedule next week. Cheney says he does not think stress related to the recounts in Florida had anything to do with his attack.
I've been in much more stressful situations in my public career. I mentioned the Gulf War, for example, is sort of the ultimate stress for a public official. And I have not found this situation to be nearly as stressful as that was.
Cheney says doctors have told him he will be able to perform duties as vice president should the GOP ticket win the White House. And stay with Channel 2 Action News and ABC for the latest developments in the Florida vote recount. Sunday is the deadline for reporting the results of hand counts in 3 Florida counties. At that time, the Secretary of State plans to certify the votes. We'll have any late-breaking developments on the Night Beat.
We have an update tonight on a Russian immigrant family we first told you about on Thanksgiving Day. The Melnick family was given an eviction notice after what they thought was a dispute over their water bill. The notice told them they would have to leave their Norcross home yesterday. Channel 2's Joyce Oscar is live in Gwinnett County with the latest on the story. Joyce.
Well, John, the Melnick family lives in the mobile home park that you see behind me here on Buford Highway. Now, because of a language barrier, it's difficult to understand exactly what's going on here. An official with an attorney's office that represents the mobile home park says that the Melnicks were given an eviction notice because they had too many people living in their mobile home on the site here. Now, the Melnick family believes that it's over a dispute over their water bill. What is clear, they're not going to be able to live here much longer.
Good. I not move, not go in street.
In Norcross, a small victory for the Melnick family tonight. Immigrants from Russia, the Melnicks, their 8 children and 81-year-old mother were set to be evicted Thanksgiving Day from their mobile home park on Buford Highway. The Melnicks say a dispute over their water bill prompted the eviction notice, but so far the management office has not acted on the notice. So for right now, they are living minute by minute on the property, hoping not to end up in the street.
I not going and my family street. I live home.
They are also hoping to find another mobile home park to move their trailer home to. Jane Delovsky is sponsoring the family.
We don't know if tomorrow will truck come and pick it, try them to evict them. We don't know. But hopefully the management will understand, and hopefully the people will help.
Now, if you'd like to help the Melnick family, this is the phone number you can call. It's 770-220-2992. Ideally, they're looking for another site to put their mobile home, but if you can give them any help or any information on where to go for help, 220-2992, area code 770. For now, we are live on Buford Highway in Norcross. Joyce Oscar, Channel 2 Action News.
Thank you, Joyce.
Today is the busiest shopping day of the year, and with that comes a massive rush of people trying to find parking spaces around malls and shopping centers. Now, this is what it looked like as News Chopper 2 flew over the parking lot at Town Center Mall in Marietta. You can see several spaces were full even early this morning. People stacked up outside Rich's department store at the Mall of Georgia this morning. It was hustle and bustle for most of the day as shoppers showed up to take advantage of what they hope will be the largest savings of the season.
Kente Claus got a rousing welcome at the West End Mall today. Dressed in his African garb, the white bearded Claus handed out goodies as he made his way into the mall. Kente Claus will be at the West End Mall from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. Monday through Saturday and from 12:30 p.m. to 5 p.m. on Sundays. The halls and escalators at South Lake Mall were also crowded today. Children lining up for a chance to get a photo with Santa Claus and tell him what's first on their Christmas list. South Lake Mall open tonight until 10 and from 8 a.m. until 9 p.m. tomorrow.
Toy stores were some of the most popular on the busiest shopping day of the year. People throughout the metro area lined up to be first to get to the most sought-after gifts. Channel 2's Tracy Haynes reports shoppers use some high-tech methods to get just the right toys.
On this day, the early birds really did get the worm.
We have children, and we know what they want, and we want to please them.
The shoppers headed straight for the E's. Poochie, Furby, the Grinch, E? Oh well. This certainly isn't a place for the timid.
Now, I have to admit, I'm a little bit different from some of the shoppers here today. I can just kind of stroll my way through all of this. But for some of these folks, they're taking it very, very seriously, and they're employing something called strategic planning.
Okay, the games are in alphabetical order. Okay, but I found it.
This woman and 3 others are communicating by two-way radio. This is a war they intend to win.
This year we used actual Christmas gifts from last year, walkie-talkie, so we could split up, attack the store together, and be able to talk to each other.
So if you think you want to go into battle with these shoppers, just remember, keep your troops' morale high, bring plenty of cash to finance your campaign, and give yourself a high-tech edge.
Did y'all find the tools?
Yeah, we found it.
Okay.
Tracy Haynes, Channel 2 Action News.
Those are women after my heart. Well, the 72-foot glowing Rich's Great Tree met shoppers early this morning at Lenox Square Mall. The mall opened bright and early at 8 o'clock this morning to greet eager shoppers. Now, the mall doesn't close until 10 o'clock tonight, but be patient. Finding a parking space may be a bit of a challenge.
At Perimeter Mall and the shopping center nearby, shoppers found the same challenge. Hundreds of cars packed parking spaces this morning and throughout the day. Perimeter Mall will be open until 9 o'clock tonight. Now, if you live in the Alpharetta, North Fulton area, the North Point Mall is giving you extended hours to shop. The mall opened this morning at 7, won't close until 10 tonight. If you're planning to head out tomorrow, you'll have from 8 in the morning until 10 tomorrow night.
Shoppers looking for deals on the internet got more than they bargained for when they tried to log on to Amazon.com today. Full details coming up on Channel 2 Action News.
David Chanley in the Storm Center. Looky here, look what's rolling in. As if on time, rain and a lot of it. We'll talk about that through the weekend forecast coming up.
And the lighting of the Rich's Great Tree was in a new location this year. Find out how many people turned out for the annual Thanksgiving Day tradition.
2 heroic parents saved 6 children from a burning house. I'm Jeff Dorr. We'll have that story coming up.
Closed captioning is brought to you by PC On Call. We come to you.
I love to go to Rhodes because the selection is great. I get so inspired by the rooms they have set up, and I just come home, I look at my rooms, and I think I could do that too.
Get holiday inspiration at Rhodes Furniture, where everything is on sale, and enjoy no monthly payments and no interest until 2002.
A finance plan with the purchase of furniture is definitely a plus. It allows you to buy a little more.
Everything is on sale right now at Rhodes Furniture.
Shop this season in style. Win a $2,000 shopping weekend at Lenox Square and Phipps Plaza while staying at the Ritz-Carlton. Register to win at your Metro Atlanta Lincoln dealers or nearby Pike stores. Then head to Pike Family Nurseries for holiday decorations for your home. Celebrate every day in style with Lincoln LS. Satisfy your desire for outstanding driving dynamics with a luxurious, comfortable interior. Test drive the Lincoln LS at your Metro Atlanta Lincoln dealers. Lincoln, American luxury.
I'm a child care director. In the summer, I drive buses and vans. We have a blast on these field trips. It's just as much fun for me as it is for them. Parents are entrusting me with the safety of their children, and we have to make sure we keep great tires on the van. But we trust Walmart to service our vehicle. They have name brand tires and they have great prices, and they're guaranteed nationwide. That's one reason we bought them.
Brand name tires, oil changes, and more at Walmart Tire and Lube Express.
Because it's pretty precious cargo.
A house fire burned a 12-year-old girl in Marietta this morning and destroyed her family's home. But she and her brothers and sisters are lucky to be alive, thanks to the heroic action of their parents. Jeff Dorr has their story from Marietta.
The parents and their 6 children were asleep at 4 a.m. They woke up smelling smoke, and then they saw flames coming out of this furnace that was set down on the floor. Neighbors were glad to see Marie and Martin Garza alive. Martin went for the girls, Marie for the boys.
I brought my youngest one.